carved in stone divine. It's all about your top four, nothing more. Rushmore Show kicking down the door, ranking the icons, the greats we adore. It's all about your top four, nothing more.
This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four and nothing more. Andy, I got to back up, and I got to move over. There we go. And it's Thursday night, and we have a new perspective today because we are going to do another Climb the Mountain. There's only a couple of you in here. Say hello. Iowa Retro Gamer Dad is in the house. Say hello to Zach Schnack. Hey, how's it going? Tyler E., if you're still hanging around, thanks for being here. Real Life Perspective is here. I got to throw some bones. Bones is wrenches. Wrenches are a way for you to share your... Andy, this is where we need that clip right here. You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a bone.
Working on it.
We're gonna have to move on up with that. But hey, you guys will be standard moderators, which means you can erase all the idiots that are in the chat. If you'd like, and share your content. That is the main reason, is to share your content. So today we're climbing the mountain. We're talking about underrated bands.
Hey.
And that means that, Andy, we're talking music, and you love music. And I gotta, like, this is like a real, somebody posted last week, and they were like, why are you filming like this? And I was like what? Like, what are you talking about? Why am I filming like what?
The
and
short side is not convenient for beards. When you have beards,
it's not convenient for full people. It's not convenient for beards. I'm sorry. But on the short side, that's just something that's been added to the StreamYard side. If you want to come and visit us on the regular side, come on over to the regular side. You know what I mean? And hey, do me a favor. If you're a Twitch, if you like Twitch, going over to the purple side, because that would help us to make affiliate. And we're not far off from affiliate. Go on over to the purple side. We're hanging out over there. 16 of you coming on in. We're talking underrated games. Say hello. Underrated game. Or no, underrated bands, games. I don't know. I saw
promise people what we can't deliver on here.
I saw Iowa, and I was thinking video games, dude. So
that would throw everyone tonight for a loop.
Andy, a couple things. Shiloh is in the house. Shiloh, remind me, who are you? Which? I think you're a student. Which student are you? Say hello. Underrated game, Pokemon Snap.
This guy knows.
Snowball. Yeah.
All knowledge.
So I think that might be actually Shiloh. And if it is Shiloh, hello, Shiloh. Yeah, there it is. She beat me to it. Hello, Shiloh. Thanks for coming in. We're talking underrated bands. Say hello. Drop your name in the chat. I'm going to throw some wrenches out, Andy. Why don't you talk about your Angels real quick?
Yeah, they're interesting. Joe gets that 3-homer robbery game. Dude,
wow.
One of the iconic shots is that third one he grabbed, and he just stood up with it. I mean, just like frame it, hang it in the loop. It's great. And then we have a fight in the octagon at the Mount. Just happens like.
My favorite part was the pitcher like trying to whack Soler with the ball.
Yeah,
I thought he threw the ball at him until it showed a different angle.
Two things I'll say about that, because this is not a sports show, and we'll move quickly to our other stuff, but because we got to bring our friends on. But the Angels, the good thing is everybody else over there is kind of riding that 500 line right now. Anyway, also there's 7,000 more games left of the season, so it is what it is. But say what you want about the Angels. I'll tell you this: say what you want about the Angels. They're at least interesting right now. I mean, we have interest. People want to know what's happening with them right now. So we got some parts, and it is what it is.
Shiloh, you now have a moderator. Shiloh, welcome to be a moderator. And Tyler, you also have a moderator.
We've got some good friends that are joining us tonight, so I don't think we should been too much longer because I want to get our friends out here. Kirk, we were going to talk about underrated bands. This is a very difficult one. I'm sure we'll talk about it quite a bit. But
Trumpet Master's back. Way to go. Hey, Trumpet. We're going to have Trumpet on one time. We've got to.
Is there a band tonight that we're going to mention that has a trumpet in?
I don't know. I was thinking of a few other instruments, but let's get these guys out here. Rushmore. You have the video ready? You got it? Got it? You got it?
I will just talk very slow.
The Rushmore of underrated bands. Let's get it. Underrated bands. Now this one, I thought about this one today because of our guest.
That's a
let's get that guest out here. Well, let's get the other guest out here first. So actually, we were supposed to have our guy William or Bill Dorn from Fortress of Solitude. Later, Shiloh, thanks for coming out. From Fortress of Solitude, and Fortress of Solitude is he's a booth at the convention that we're doing this weekend. We'll talk all about that convention here soon. But Andy, he had to step out for personal reasons. I'd love to pray for him today before we head out. And we had I'm about to choke, and I'm choked up about my next guest. Next guest. This is his. I was trying to figure it out. I think it's his 6th time on. He had a bunch of boom, boom, boom back to back. But let's welcome to the show one of our 2 favorite Pokemon guys, and we're gonna have a Pokemon show with those 2 and another guy coming soon. Let's get out our guy Matt, aka Dusty Flotilla Godzilla from Manila. Bobby Bonilla, who's still getting paid, which is crazy.
Wow.
And then welcome to the show, the real big fish, the real life perspective. Welcome to the show, Sean. Come on down. Hey, and if you know either one of these guys, say hello. Thanks for being here, Tyler, Bryce, Trumpet. Thanks y'all for being here. What you guys can do is you guys are a part of what we like to call the Summit Squad, and that just means you're going to take a little trip down nostalgia lane, or do a little nostalgia therapy with us today, and we're going to talk top 4 underrated bands. If you're a part of the show, you get a bone, and you get to say your top 4 in the chat as we go along. We're talking underrated bands. That's bands from any era at any time. Essentially, these are not bad bands. These are bands that just didn't get the flowers that we thought they should get. And some of them you might never have ever heard of because they might be local, or they might be stayed underground and should have gotten more flowers. Some you may have heard, they just didn't have a long enough run, whatever it may be. So let's start. Matt, since you were already on the show, I'm going to let you go second. And then, Sean, you're going to go first. You're going to open the gate. And Sean, since you're going to go first, Matt, shout out Dusty Flotilla and everything you do over there. Man, you had a really cool poll the other day. You moderate a lot of Pokemon channels and stuff. Tell everybody about what you got going on over at Dusty's channel.
Just, my Pokemon stuff here, there, and everywhere. I'm kind of on hiatus doing content on YouTube for now for taking care of real life stuff, but I'm still alive and well and going to be doing stuff, but I'll be still on my socials and being active. Pokemon, pop culture, movies, TV, video games, you name it. I love it, and I can talk about it. And music.
And music, yes, which is why we've got you here tonight, for sure. Man, always a pleasure to have you.
Everybody go and follow Dusty. Go follow Dusty right now if you haven't already. Dusty's got a great channel. Kevin's in the house. Real Life Perspective's in the house. Speaking of Real Life Perspective, Sean, tell everybody what you got going on over on your channel So you got some new stuff going on, some new endeavors, new things happening. You've been a great nostalgia channel. What's going on for the future?
Well, hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you guys very much for having me on and for inviting me out tonight. I appreciate it very much for the opportunity. So thank you so much for that. And but my name is Sean with the Real Life Perspective Show. My channel is all about typically the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, just this fun, nostalgic, trying to keep that childhood spirit alive and everything that we got, because we are super proud to be a part of the two most amazing decades, in my opinion. So much happened in those decades, and so we just try to share that with the rest of the world, unlock some memories for a lot of people to help keep that childhood spirit alive and all that good stuff. But it's turned into a variety channel. We do everything on there, from me and my boys. We do I'll go to Comic-Cons. We'll do unboxing of toys. Lately we've been on a He-Man kick, Masters of the Universe, a lot of card ripping packs and all that kind of fun stuff. And I don't know, we do live streams where we celebrate all kinds of fun stuff, and and other podcasts as well that me and my buddy Trumpet Master 77 BBQ, my homie in there, we started called Saved by the Brew, and we talk about all things 80s and 90s and as well on there, just a little bit more on the grown-up side, of things, and enjoying that kind of taste of life. And then my channel is very family friendly all across the board and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's me, man, in a nutshell. But thanks
Kevin
again
Kevin French 239. Welcome to the show, man. Kevin says, yeah, kids these days will never know life was so amazing back then, especially when we got to drink out the water hose. That was the best part. Somebody, have you seen the meme? There was a meme that went by the other day, and there was like, it's like that 90s thing. It's like, Dad, what did you guys drink out of back in the 90s?
Your water bottle.
They showed them all just drinking water with the Goo Goo Dolls playing. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Best podcast on YouTube. Our podcast or your podcast or both podcasts? Come on, man. You can't bring that kind of line out here on a podcast. I'm just playing. It is a fun podcast. I love it. We've been actually on the podcast before. We'd love to be on it again. I think the last time we came on we were talking Nickelodeon, right? I think maybe. Which Schmigalodian, wasn't he on there too? Schmigalodian?
Yes. Schmigalodian. Because we were talking about Sega Genesis, and we're like, Smiga.
Catch this one from
Sega. If you guys, this guy from this, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of where, if you were watching not long back, a couple weeks ago, that is when we said Zombie Ate My Neighbors, is like, oh yeah, it's kind of Sean. So well, let's get this thing going real quick. 13 of you in the chat, make sure you drop your chats, drop your underrated bands in the comments. Now today is going to be really a subjective look. I put it in my little right there. I got to point backwards. Right there. It's so subjective today. What you think is underrated might not be somebody else's underrated. I mean, look at that, member for 9 months. Hey, speaking of that, let's drop his video here in a little bit. If you don't know what Iowa does, you can see Iowa's video here in a little bit. So, and if you want a video, you can be a member too. So, sure.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
It's just like the I'll take over.
That's
Sean,
subjective.
Best impersonation of the Black Album.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like the what was the TV show that's how it is.
Sopranos.
The Sopranos. He was impersonating the Sopranos.
Very end.
Hopefully, there's Kirk. Kirk's
There we
back.
go.
Kirk, the Black Album was overrated.
Yeah.
He's got he can't even speak right now. He's muted. I don't even know what's happening.
May need a reboot. See what it did there? Because you guys did a reboot.
Reboot. See? Wow, what a way. I'm going to get him started. We'll get started with the show while Kirk's figuring that out. Sean, I think he was getting to the point that we're going to let you go first. So before you give us what we call our Rosie, or number 4 on our list of underrated bands, I know you had ample time to think about this list. So you've been mulling it over for weeks and weeks. And no, you haven't had a lot of time. But I'm sure there was some kind of criteria that went through your head of like, what was I thinking when I was putting together my list with the time that I did have? So give us kind of your criteria first, and then let's jump into your Rosie, your number 4 of underrated bands.
Man, I see Iowa in there. You're throwing out some fantastic ones, man. Real Big Fish and Thrice. I forgot. Like Andy said, I didn't have much time to think about this, but man, I forgot about Thrice. Thrice is so good. But so I went with my number 4. My criteria is I kind of went from just bands that I just never left the CD player in my local area. So I think that on the radio stations, depending on what part of the country you're in, you had different kinds of bands, and there were some bands that I never heard of that were, if you lived in California, they never made it to Texas, and same on the East Coast as well. And but one of the bands that I just stumbled across, I think I might have just stumbled across them on a random. This was before YouTube was a big thing. Like thumbing through the television stations, it might have been not VH1, but there was another was it Vimeo or something like that? I forget. There was some kind of where they played something other than mainstream, and there was this band on there called Story of the Year, and they had like maybe 3 hits that I don't know of, maybe 4, but I am obsessed. I was obsessed with these guys when they came out. I own every single album. They put out 2 albums in the last 3 years, and not their best work, but my opinion. But I'll still be a fan from till the day I die, and until the day I die.
I don't know if that was on purpose, but that was beautiful.
It wasn't, but now I gotta float it. But yeah, Story of the Year is a great band. They've had like maybe two or 3 hits totally that I've seen, like as far as like music videos mainstream on like VH1 and maybe MTV if they were still doing music videos back then. But I got a chance to meet them. A buddy of mine had a friend that worked at a Stubbs barbecue in Austin, Texas, and he got us pretty good seats. We were up in the rafters watching them, and then we were on our way out, and there was a tour bus sitting there, and I didn't care. I just went up and I started banging on the door, and of course nobody answered. But by the time we got about 25 feet away, the whole band came out, boom, 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 and just there was like maybe 2 or 3 other fans sitting there, and so we just got this personal meet and greet of them coming out of the buses, and just had a great time, great experience. Really nice guys. It was just one of those situations where I wasn't super starstruck, but I felt comfortable because I've been listening to their music for so long that I had plenty to talk about with them, you know. So Story of the Year is my number 4.
I love that pick. So 2 weeks ago we did pop punk, and that's the band that I consider more on the emo side. There's a little pop punk in it too, but they're more kind of the emo side. I love that. Anthem of Our Dying Day I still jam that to this day. It is from up here the city lights bright. I love that song so much. But great pick. I love this one. I'm a 2000s kid, so this hits me right where.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, so you know what happened? I had all this set up, and then I forgot to actually plug the computer in. So the computer.
Well, until the day your computer dies.
So I did hear the band name, but they're very underrated because I don't know this one.
Story of the Year, yeah.
I don't know this.
They were, and I didn't even notice that they had put out new music because I felt like they had died kind of in that early 2000s time. But
oh yeah. So the first they had like a EP, but the first one that you know of, what is it? Not Sidewalks, but Page Avenue, and then the one after that was, oh man, it's in the Wake of Our Determination, I think, and then the third one is the Black Swan. They did a whole documentary you can watch on YouTube creating that thing, and it was just them running around at their little studio, they're having a good time, just being young and all that fun stuff. But then they made 2 more albums after that. All of those are all fantastic.
They have one this year. Wow.
Yeah. It's okay. It's hard because something's changed. You know what I mean? Yeah. They lost one of their members. There was some drama in the band, and they lost their very talented member of the band who had that really high vocal range. Phil was his name. He really great guitar player, really great, and he went to go play with Goldfinger for a while as the bass player, actually. Phil. So, yeah. So, but yep, absolutely. Story of the Year, great band.
Nice.
Dude, I love this pick, but I don't know him, and I love that. That's where we're going to be this week.
Matt, you know story of the year?
Do you know?
Never ever heard of them, but I would definitely check it out because
Very
it's definitely
super
something
cool.
in my wheelhouse.
So here's a real cool thing for everybody in the chat. We're going to have a Spotify list with at least 2 songs from every one of these bands.
Yep.
So everybody's going to get a chance to hear them if you check out the Spotify. We'll drop it in the Instagram sometime tomorrow or this weekend. But yeah, all right. So Matt, you're up, dude. You are up. Kirk is like, Fred, dude, if I could put Limp Bizkit, I would, but I'm not. But go ahead.
Rated.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
so I mean,
I think Limp Bizkit is perfectly rated. Perfectly.
I think they're perfectly rated too. Yeah.
correct.
Matt, we'll go to you. What is your criteria for your list today?
It's a mix of, I think, some stuff that you probably may have never heard of or very little of, but some also very mainstream or known bands, but probably deeper cuts and things that have maybe genre defined or started genres because of. So that I think they don't get enough credit for, which is why I call it underrated. So there's a mix of a lot of the defining of underrated. So my first pick, it'll show my age for my teenage years, is 311.
Yes. No way. Nice.
And not,
Awesome.
I did pick them, and my songs that I picked that'll be on the Spotify because not their traditional, because they went mainstream, their sound shifted a bit, but I'm talking pre-Blue album, which is the one that has their logo. It's blue. You can't mistake it for any other album. I'm talking, their first album, Music, and then Grassroots, 2 cuts off of that. Both phenomenal albums, and I think more of where their sound should have stayed, and that was their truer sound. Overall, still a great band, don't get me wrong, but with being commercial / studio / whatever things do mutate over time with a lot of bands, and that could be good or bad. With them, they pretty much stayed somewhat true to their roots, but I like your first 2 albums.
Grassroots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True to their Grassroots. That's one of the names of their albums.
There you go.
Yes.
Now, Kirk is a
Music and
311 guy. I know that. Kirk is definitely a 311 guy.
Yeah, this is a good pick.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's all he's going to say. Okay, well, there you go. We're going to have 4 songs by 311. Anyway, I love this. If you're from the New Orleans area, 311 kind of is
March 11th, which is funny because they're not from New Orleans.
Oh,
But we
Nebraska.
had a 311 day in New Orleans. It was March
Yeah.
11th. They would always come play in New Orleans. They had a big show that they would do.
Yep.
Whatever
Yep.
reason, I think the clientele of people in New Orleans really enjoy listening to 311. They just
So
do.
this is pre-Christ. I went to only one of these, and
Who else was there? Because it's never just 311. Isn't it like Snoop Dogg and like all
oh,
that?
I can't
yeah.
remember. Like it would have probably been. This would have been probably like
Mid-90s.
2000 or 2001.
Wow.
Again, this is pre-Jesus, ladies and gentlemen. It was the largest joint of marijuana I've ever seen in my life. It was like from here to the wall, and they were like off camera, like blowing the smoke. It was wild.
Yeah.
It was.
Stuff happening in the chat. I know we haven't mentioned it much, but we had a couple bands.
Amber is the color of Dusty's energy. 311 really helped sustain the Cali reggae scene into Expendables and Dirty Head.
Nice.
Oh, they made the song. They made the song Love Song. Yes, they did. I know 311. Drugs are bad. Bryce, yes, drugs are bad.
Bryce, Bryce also said,
And knowing is half the battle.
earlier he said this: the Beatles, Rolling Stones, the Eagles, the Monkees. He was
Yeah,
kidding.
I saw that. That was a good draw, and he was just kidding, but yeah, yeah. We'll take that.
What do you think about this one, Sean?
Well, I was there in middle school when this came out, and the thoughts. Can we talk about the controversy? I mean, we already talked about joints. I guess we can. But do you guys remember what the kids used to say 311 was about?
KKK.
Oh yes, the 11th letter of the alphabet.
Yeah.
Times 3.
Times 3.
Yeah, it's like how do middle school kids come up with this stuff, man? I just remember because you looked at the cover, like not the cover, it was just blue, but if you opened it up, it was the whole band, and they all had shaved heads, and they were all white. Yeah. And then everybody took
That was the look back then, man. People just,
Yeah, but I just remember.
stuff.
I like 311, man. I own that album. I had several songs off it I really enjoyed. That's a great pick. They're definitely underrated. I
Check
loved
out
all
Music
their.
and Grassroots. Check out the
I
earlier
love-
stuff. It's worth it.
Okay, cool.
I love this comment.
I once had a hot dog that big.
You can only draw so many Stussy symbols in junior high.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
All right. Well, that's a great pick. 311. We'll just start this on. I'm looking forward already to this Spotify list because we got Story of the Year and 311 on it already. Kirk,
Am I up? Oh man, I'm already up. I wasn't ready. I mean, I was ready, but I don't have my list. I don't have my list ready. So I will just tell you my criteria while I pull it up. All of my bands are known. You'll know them today. Almost everybody will know them today. I kind of chose bands that I chose all bands from the 90s. Almost every one of my bands, I think, is from the 90s, or at least had a stint in the 90s, whether they started or finished, or started, finished, or kind of went through. But most of my bands, all of my bands, had a short run of glory, whether it was one album with a bunch of songs on it. One of the things that I did is I looked to see how many platinums did they go, how many Grammys did they win, were they ever honored in any way? And then my favorite, which ended up being the final countdown, I took them all and I went to Spotify. And what I realized was anything over like 4 or 5 million views a month or plays a month was too good of a band. So about 5 million is where I paused it, because all of my bands are somewhere under that. So that's kind of, as weird as it sounds, that was kind of what I was doing when I was playing around trying to figure this out. And my first band, actually, I put them on fairly last minute because I had another band in this spot, but I was like, this is just too good after kind of going through a couple lists. So, all right, now I'm here. Give me my... All right, so my number 4, my Rosie, is no, I don't want to talk, Keith. Sorry. My number 4, my Rosie. This band had several hits, but then they just kind of disappeared off the map. They were in about that 3-4 million plays. I'm going with Everclear.
nice.
What? What'd you say?
I said nice.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go with Everclear. Seen Everclear play once at a festival. Lots of really big hits, but then just fell off the mountain. Right, just fell off, and just really haven't heard anything from them. That 1 or 2 albums, I think, went platinum. Was really high. But they weren't sustainable. But I always love going back and listening to, one of the things that I love about Spotify, which is not something I always loved. Back in the day, Andy, I thought about radio. I still love radio. I still love putting the radio on. But what I love about Spotify is I can go and pick a band and just play through their whole catalog. And there are so many underrated songs that never made it to the radio that Everclear has, and I can't wait to drop my picks with them. Do you guys like Everclear?
I love the band Everclear.
The band.
Free Jesus. I liked the other Everclear, but no, this I don't even think I did. I like that. No, this is a great pick. Santa Monica, I'll buy you a new home. I'll buy you a new life. Father of Mine. What a cool. They kind of like were there and gone.
Yeah.
Well, you know why they were gone is because the guy started the band when he was 50, and so by album number 3, he went to the Sunnydale retirement home. That's what it's like. Sorry. That's what he was doing there,
So yeah. Father of Mine, I'll buy a new life, everything to everyone. That was the so much that was the '97 album, right? And that was the album that I think kicked off the most. But Art Alexakis, is that how you say his last name? Art Alexakis.
Yeah, it sounds good. Nobody's gonna question you.
Yeah. Anyways, he talked about a lot of a broken childhood from an absent father. That's why his lyrics are so. Dude, that's most bands their best songwriting comes from hurt and pain, and I love trauma.
Yep.
And so, anyways, that's my pick. That's my first pick, starting out the gate.
Here's my thoughts on Everclear. I really love that first album, Santa Monica. Is that what it was, right?
Yeah.
The first album, really great. Every song on there was very different. It wasn't all the same. Like I felt like every album after that had the exact. I just remember my friend telling me, "Oh, how can we listen to this? It's the same drum beat over and over." If you listen to the drum beats of all those other songs, it's just like every single song they did. The drummer kept the same beat in the entire song.
And maybe that's why they didn't last that long.
Look at these little pictures of. Oh my gosh, he's like 90. You're not
he's touring. He's coming like in a week or so. He's going to be here at a small venue out here in the.
He's only 63. He just looks old.
He just looks old.
Rough life.
But he needs somebody will buy him a new life.
Yeah. Hey. He's gonna have to start singing "Great Grandfather."
But they're cool, man. They're cool. But I kind of just
Grandfather of
yeah. Yeah, one of those bands you wouldn't change the radio station if they came on.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, it's kind of you have to hear this song when it's on.
Good pick. Good pick.
Matt, you like Everclear? Do you know
Do you
that?
want the truth, or do you want the truth, or do you want my lie?
Truth.
I don't dislike them, but I got tired of them because the radio murdered their songs, especially "Father of Mine." Like I could hear that. Anytime you mention the title, like it was one of those things that it wasn't a good earworm. It was like it got oversaturated in my radio market so much that I just kind of got tired of it. But it's in the genre I listen to, so it's not bad. Yeah,
a lot of those bands on the overrated side that didn't need to be there because they
overplayed. They were overplayed, not bad, not underrated. I mean, you know what I mean? They were just overplayed. Yeah. Oversaturation is what
Tyler says. Hey, Dusty, no more secret cool shows. Because this is awesome. Tyler, if you'd love to be on the show, let us know. You can come and be actually on the show.
He does live streams. He's been on camera. He does the really wonderful paintings. And
if you want to be on,
Pokey brother. He's a Pokey brother from another.
Oh,
mother.
There you go.
Pokey brother from
among other things.
From other. Yeah. Okay. So we got a couple Pokemon shows coming up. Andy,
good guy.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! What do you got?
Hey, look at that! That's cool.
The last Ronin as Pikachu.
Have you guys heard of these?
Yeah, I have one of them. I got
Pikachu.
Yeah.
These are so good. They got so many.
I got a Tron one that they made. Actually, when I saw that, I had to get that because Tron and Pokemon, I almost died.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Tyler, my people is this guy. There's my people. So his people's going to talk to you, Andy.
Okay, I'll talk.
And his people to you guys would probably be me since I have your direct contact between the two.
That's sick.
Yeah, those are cool. But
really
Poke fans. I'm
gonna have to order some of those. And Andy, you're up. Kind of keep the ball moving. Who's your Rosie? What's your criteria? And let's get this thing moving.
My criteria was I thought about like bands that I really like first, and then I was like, are they underrated? So that's kind of how I weeded these ones out. So these are bands that I didn't really put much into it. I do, like you say, underrated is very subjective because the underrated side could be from they don't get the radio play that they deserve. They don't get the national recognition they deserve. The underrated could be that even that that people love them, that there's almost a cult following of the band, but from a critical side, view of these things, they don't maybe get the awards and the accolades and those kinds of things from like the critics side of things, right? So kind of a wide range in that, and I kind of went all over the place with that. But these are all bands that still to this day I'm putting on heavy rotation in my just normal mix. And then also I was thinking, hey, I just want a really good Spotify list,
And also you are minimizing your list as somebody that you've never picked yet, right? Or are we still doing that?
I think I'm going to break the trend tonight.
Okay.
Break the trend for one band tonight. I have to do it. But I'm going to do this. My Rosie.
This is a good.
It's cool. The Doors, Alien Ant Farm, the Bee Gees. Oh, there you go. That's good. And then the trumpet says, "What if Kiss went by the name Smoochy Kisses? Would they?" But anyway, what I'm going with my Rosie. Sean was saying this earlier. How like certain like regionally you'll hear bands and maybe they feel big in an area, but nationally they're maybe not getting as much of the attention as they should be. This was a band that like I certainly heard a lot of, and on our local radio station we heard a lot of. But that's because they're here. They're from here, but I believe on a national platform they did not get nearly the love that they deserve. In the '90s, kind of post-grunge type.
Are you gonna?
Almost like a college rock band. I'm going with none other than Baton Rouge's own Better Than Ezra.
Oh, awesome! Yes.
Right off the bat, I mean, everybody knows "Good." Like that was like a number one hit, right? But outside of that, we don't really talk about them a lot. Let me tell you about Better Than Ezra. Better Than Ezra had so many great songs. God's King of New Orleans, Desperately Wanting. The whole album that came out after that, early 2000s. I had that album and it was on repeat. It was in my 6 CD changer. But I just love this band. I went and actually got to see them live. Closer is the name of the album. Fantastic. Friction Baby is fantastic. Before the Robots is fantastic. Obviously Deluxe, that's the one where their big hits are going to come off of. But man, they have so many songs. When I went and saw them live, just this past October at Gretna Heritage Fest of no place, they were not the headlining band, but can I tell you, they were the best band live. They were so surprising to me of how fantastic they are live. But I love Better Than Ezra. Good is still a fantastic song, but they have such a deep bag of hits, of great songs. And again, I heard a lot of them here. Kirk, I'm sure you heard a lot of them here because they're local and we got a lot more love for them down here. But on the national side of things, they didn't quite get the love out of that early 90s rock, mid to ish 90s rock scene that I think that they deserve. So I'm going to go Better Than Ezra to start off my list tonight.
Dude, I am very bummed because I made a list of 8 and like did all these notes, and this was number 7.
Nice.
And I forgot. Well, not that I forgot, but you know the fact that they're from Baton Rouge. In my mind, I was like, nobody's going to pick them. They're from home, and in my mind, I forgot you, and I was like, I didn't think Andy would. Dang it, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I had them at number 7. I've seen them thrice, which I heard that earlier when my camera went off. I've seen them 3 times. If I can remember correctly, yep, they're from Baton Rouge. They played at LSU quite a bit, and they played it always. They always kind of opened up for which, I mean, I'll just replace them with another local talent that I can think of that played at every single Infest known to man, which Better Than Ezra pretty much did all that too. Yeah, great pick. Do you guys know Better Than Ezra? Because they were nationwide, but they weren't nationwide for long, I'm sure.
I during my rotation, I grew up listening to them when they were new, and I still listen to them to this day.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Good. That's a great pick.
Yeah, great pick. I love Better Than Ezra. That first album, was it just self-titled, I guess, with Good on it, you know?
Yeah.
That first song,
it did come out on a self-titled one, and then it was re-released on Deluxe.
Studio.
But, yeah.
They were just one of those bands that kept it simple, but so they just as a 3-piece, they just rocked it so good, man. Because In the Blood, that first song, once you put in that CD, it just hits.
And I can tell you this, in rotation, there are a couple things that, when you hear somebody say certain words, you always say certain things. Mm-hmm. And if I ever talk to my friend Ezra, Andy, your friend Ezra, or if somebody ever says, who's that better than, I'll immediately, it's Better Than Ezra. And that's just one of those things. It's kind of like one of those colloquialisms that we've said forever, but I'm glad you guys got some of that. I mean, you're Texas, right, Sean? Yep. So they probably ventured over that way for sure. But I love that a little bit up more northeast with you, Matt. Right? You're up more northeast, so that's great. I love that. Yeah. All right, so that's the first round. That is the first round, and we're making good time. Round two, we don't need to say any. We don't need to say any criteria now. Sean, you're up. You got somebody better than Ezra?
Hey,
I do. I'm taking you back to 1995 in my skater days, and I had this VHS that I borrowed from a friend, and it was all these just random clips of all these cool people skateboarding and rollerblade or inline skating is what we called it. And I had this album on repeat all the time. So I love every single song on this album. It's a band called Face to Face, and
nice.
there's an album called Big Choice. And one of the only bands, I'm sure they're not the first band to do it, but they actually had an album before this where they had their biggest hit called Disconnected. And that Disconnected was so popular, and there's a really funny like audio clip of them in the studio. I don't know if it's rehearsed or what, but there's this whole like 2-minute conversation with their record producer who's British or whatever he is. I run a record company. And they have this big argument about, I want to talk to you about putting Disconnected on the new record, on this stuff. And they just have, and they're like, no way, they're going to call us sellouts. We're there for the people. But what's crazy is that everybody who's talking, they all sound like they're the same person. You know what I mean? Like each band member is supposed to be talking, but there's a couple of guys in there that sound exactly alike. But it's funny. So they have their original version on the album prior to that, but then they put it on this one, and it rocks a little bit harder. It really does. But there's like this whole little skit. I don't know if it's a skit or if it was a real argument or what, but they ended up anyways. The line goes, no offense, Phil, but there's no way in hell that song's going on this record. And then boom, the song just kicks right in. It's just so good. It's so good. So Face to Face, very underrated skater punk band. I recommend them highly.
Tyler says my second pick is only on YouTube, I believe. Listen at your leisure, and that's here. We can't click it right away. It says Jefferson, the Lost Prophets. And he goes, no, 3 hours long. Well, we've been tending the 3 hours, but Sean has asked us because he has a date. He has a date with a hot lady, his wife. And so he has to get out of here and spend more time with her than us, which is important. It's important. Importante. My wife isn't home, so I could stay on here for 3 hours by myself. You guys
on the Joe Rogan podcast.
We'd have like a Joe Rogan. But I'm anxious to see this. I don't know Face to Face at all, and I love your
Disconnected for sure, because I think that's like their
Jesus does love all, Noah.
Amen. Amen, Noah.
Amen.
Hey, I don't know a lot, but I do know a little.
Hey, speaking of Tyler, check this out. Is this on brand?
The hat and everything.
That brings back
hat.
memories. Saw them live once.
John Otto. All right. Anyways, good pick, man. Good pick. I don't know this one. I'm excited to listen. Do you know this one, Matt? And Andy,
no, not at all. Another one that I'll have to check out once we get everything squared away with the Spotify list. Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
Big Choice album. You want the Big Choice album?
But I don't know. I could just about squeeze into the Grand Canyon. Slido in here. What's up, Warren in the house? My buddy Warren, childhood friend from the neighborhood, dude. That's way back in the hood. That was a rough hood too. I got 2 CDs in my truck: Hot Dog Flavored Water and Godzilla. Dude, you don't need any more, especially that Cashmere in the Godzilla soundtrack. You don't need anything else. Kirk, I have faith now, and it's kind of nice. You want to be nice? Anyways, let's do this. Matt, who is your TJ Jazzy Jeff?
I want to preface this with saying something that maybe Kirk and Andy might know. You can chime in. Have you heard of the Christ of the Abyss? That's in Key Largo, Florida.
Have we heard of the what?
Christ of the Abyss.
Is that the
Underwater statue.
Yeah.
Okay, so that plays into what I'm about to say. This band, who was a fairly local to me-ish, within about an hour's drive, they were born and raised, and they grew up here. They're kind of like Stabbing Westward, Filter, Gravity Kills to a degree, but I guarantee you nobody's heard of these guys. And the reason
Sean's shaking his head. He knows them. He's got you pegged already.
Okay, well, the Christ of the Abyss plays into it for twofold. The first picture on the cover of their first album is the Christ of the Abyss, and the name of the band is God Lives Underwater.
Oh,
Sean, did he get you?
No. I know when he mentioned they were similar to Stabbing Westward, and
okay.
I know those guys.
Yeah.
But
I don't know this one.
They're rock. They're like electronic rock. Like I said, Stabbing Westward, Filter, Gravity Kills at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Very underrated. Only have like 3 albums. I think even one of them might be.
Iowa says, did he say Stabbing Westward? He sure did.
Another good one, but they had. I could listen to their albums front to back every time in order. Doesn't matter. It's just one of that first album. How I found them, I don't even know. Other than I was into that. I'm still into that type of music, obviously. But like it hit me, and it was just good. It's not religious rock or any type. It just happens they named it that way, and that was the cover, and it stuck, and it was good. It was a really good thing to use. And,
tell me the name again.
God Lives Underwater, hence the Christ of the Abyss picture they used.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is
it's
awesome.
a phenomenal band. If you like the bands I named, they're just as good, I think, and they haven't made anything since ages ago. Like
another one I can't wait to check out. I love the Mortal Kombat comments in the chat. Yeah. That was I purchased that album before I went and even saw the movie. But yeah, Andy, you know God Underwater?
I have not heard of this band, so you've stumped me. But I'm looking forward to looking them up. I mean, I just Googled them, but
I'm known to do that here, as we know, with some of these things I pick. People are always like, "Huh?" I'm like, I try to get good ones, and they're worthwhile of your time, very worthwhile, and sorely missed for never making stuff ever again. Since
I can't wait for this playlist. Do you guys like Doom music? It gets me hyped like Doom the game.
I would probably think the original Doom rock, like the original soundtrack to the first game, probably. Is because it was very heavy metal.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool.
I thought he meant like Doom metal because that doesn't get me.
Well, Doom metal is totally different. See, that's what I thought he was talking about.
He's probably talking about the game, which I would. But
I would think so.
The music in Doom is pretty cool.
Confusion in that beginning scene in Blade was dude.
Yes, that is one of my favorite movies of all times in character.
Yeah, the Digimon movie sound. Oh, we're talking soundtracks now. We're getting on the wrong track. So, speaking of soundtracks, am I up? Am I up? My band has a song that was really big on a soundtrack once, and I've seen this band 3 times. It's one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen. Andy and I have talked about this performance before. Andy, I got nervous today. You sent me a meme and you said, I don't know, divorced dad rock or something. And we're both August, and I went to August and I was like, there's no way. Because I thought this was going to be, anyways.
You think that band is
I'm going to go with our August pick. Yes. I'm going. Yeah, man, because they've had 4 albums. Haven't had anything since 2005. They had 3 multiple big hits, and then disappeared. I'm going with Godsmack.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good one.
Completely disappeared after 2006.
True.
And they were big. They were on the Mummy soundtrack. But the first album, the Godsmack self-titled 1998, was just otherworldly. I thought they were going to go through the stratosphere, go to the moon. They were going to take over rock, and then they just kind of disappeared. When I saw them at CPR Fest, and Sully did the dueling drums with his drummer, it was a sight to be seen. I was like, man, this band is so good. They are so amazing. And I was I was kind of just messing around yesterday, and I was looking. Spotify has them at like 3 million a month, which is like super low compared. Like some of the bands are like 30, 40, 50, 100 million a month. And I was like, one of the things, they weren't underrated in probably 98, but or even probably early 2000s. But looking back, dude, they were the divorced dad rock. They built that city, and yeah, I'm going Godsmack. They came on my list, and then you sent that to me, and I was like, really? Gosh, like I thought I was going to sneak in, and you, yeah. But anyways, I'm going Godsmack.
Nice one.
I love Godsmack. My first big concert was CBR Fest 2003. Same one you're talking about there with the dueling drums. Fantastic stuff. Shannon Lackman.
So Sully was like singing, right? And then he just disappears for a while. And everybody's like, where'd he go? What's going on? What's happening? We're all like looking around. We're like, whatever. And there was this like huge tube thing behind us. We were on the floor. And he rises up out of this tube with a full-on drum set. And him and what Shannon or that's his name, Shannon, right? Him and Shannon were going after it and dueling over us. And it was awesome.
Yeah, I love this pick because it's Godsmack. I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's underrated, but they do have, I mean, they had an album in, I think, 2023. So they've put out stuff, but it's all just not good anymore. Like their new stuff is all like, I'm drinking whiskey, rock and roll. Like that's everything that they put out now. It's all that. And it's just like
5-finger death punch.
They're horrible, but no, I do love Godsmack. I have a memory of watching videos of Dragon Ball Z with Moon Baby by Godsmack playing to a Vegeta versus Goku fight battle. I don't know why that's a core memory that's etched into my brain, but every kid in my era saw that same video. And but I loved Smack This, I think was the album. Yeah, that's the one. That's the not necessarily the first one.
This is a great comment, Andy.
But
Since Godsmack, I liked them the first time when they were called Papa Roach. One of the things I was going to say is we did Pop Punk a couple weeks ago, or was it last week? Was it last week? Gosh,
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Last week I was on.
So yeah, Papa Roach. Have you heard them lately, Andy? They're more pop punk than they are, and I almost use them as a Benjamin just because of what they are now, because they are very pop punk now. Yeah, I love Papa Roach. What's up, Kenneth?
Papa Roach is awesome.
Yeah, I
don't always listen to them. It's usually kind of like a last resort when I listen to them.
Oh!
Where's the sound?
Hold on.
We need a trumpet.
You got to be careful because the scars remind me.
Oh,
The pain is real.
Okay, this is something else.
Okay. Incubus is a good one. Incubus. I thought about Incubus tonight. It's way down on the Benjamins, but that's Andy's wife's favorite band, right? One of them.
But Godsmack was cool. That first album when it first came out, I was just so obsessed.
I'm not the one who's so far away.
Well, what was their first one? Oh, what was their first hit?
Is it called Whatever?
Yeah, whatever. And I was just so obsessed. Like, oh man, I love that. When I found out that somebody had told me that
whatever voodoo.
He did all the drumming on that album.
Awake.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool, and I was like, oh, this is great. I just love that they were able to do that. It's kind of like Three Doors Down, at the time that he did all the drums for the first album.
Yeah.
Tyler says Kirk. So we're keeping Pantera. That's who we're keeping.
So two got to go. I got to keep Pantera. That's an easy one.
I mean, we're keeping Pantera.
Two, I would keep Sepultura in there.
I mean, sure.
But if I'm only keeping one.
I mean, I think I like one song by Fear Factory. Don't they sing?
I don't like any songs by Fear Factory. They make me feel like I'm in the warehouse levels of a video game.
That's a good description. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Wait, but don't they sing that? Is that the song I'm thinking of? Fear Factory.
They're industrial.
Yeah, Lynchpin. Lynchpin's a good song. It's a cool song.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move to mine, and we'll finish our
Yeah.
first half in the sub hour. I'm going to, for my TJ Jazzy Jeff, my band is close to your area, at least in your state. You'll have to let me know how close they are from where you are.
Hey, Funny Valentine fan, welcome back.
Yeah. So my pick here is a band that I'm listening to on heavy rotation today. I believe that they are underrated because, in this world, they kind of came out during a time of a lot of this kind of music that was happening. So they kind of got mixed in the fold there. They've come back. One of the greatest people, front person in a band, things like that. People will say that they're not necessarily underrated because they had a couple big hits in the mid 2000s, and they were kind of embraced in two different genres in the in mainstream a little bit, but also in the Christian music scene.
Oh,
but I would say that they did not get the flowers they deserve. The lead singer did not get the flowers that she deserves.
Flyleaf.
I'm going from Belton, Texas, Flyleaf.
Nice.
That's my pick right now. They're now on a kind of a reunion-ish type thing. They've got a tour that they just announced. But, man, I listen to Flyleaf all the time. I went and saw Flyleaf live actually open up for Stone Sour and Disturbed. What a show that was. But I love Flyleaf. Lacey Sturm is like just one of the greatest vocalists that's out there. Don't even say just female vocalist, but like vocalist that's out there. Front person, such high energy, everything. They had a big influence in that kind of like female fronted like metal rock. Like she could do the scream, but she could also do this really great vocals. But they don't really get the credit that I believe that they deserve. So I'm going with Flyleaf. I mean, I'm So Sick, All Around Me. I mean, I was listening to them before I was Christian, and I didn't even realize they were Christian. And when I found out they were, I was like, man, cool. I can keep listening to this kind of stuff. But yeah, so
Later, Trumpet.
I'm going to go Flyleaf.
Thanks for hanging out, man. Come see us more often. We'd love to still have you on the show, man. Appreciate you being here. Hey, so I like this pick. I have since becoming a Christian, I've leaned into Flyleaf a little more. But I like people in the chat, like yourself. I really didn't even really know they were Christian until I became Christian. So this is a fun thing. When I became Christian, Andy, I've said this story kind of, and I won't dwell on it too much because of time. But I thought I had to get rid of everything. This is one of the reasons for the show that we do this, is just kind of like, do we have to get rid of everything that we have? But I was like, what bands out there are Christian, or at least are not over the edge with sex, violence, drugs, that whole nine, that I can listen to? And Flyleaf was one of those ones. I was like, man, really? I didn't pick up what they're putting down. And then, yeah, she's great. They're great. They do need more flowers. They are a good band. I wish I would have listened to them more back in the 90s, early 2000s, or whenever it was, because they are good. They're really good.
Yep.
What's up, Quentin? Welcome in.
Where's Belton located in comparison to you?
An hour.
Oh, there you go. So in your
Wow.
there you go.
So I have a really great connection with this one here. I love this. I love this pick. I never owned any of their albums. I've always appreciated them for what they did, and I like their hits. So that same concert that I met Story of the Year was opening for Flyleaf.
There you go.
And so
Did you meet Flyleaf too?
kind of, but not really. So here's the deal. They came out, the Story of the Year came out, and Flyleaf was coming by, and they were gifting Story of the Year a new microwave for their tour bus. They're like, hey, we heard you guys were having some issues with your microwave, and they just
Microwave?
gifted them a microwave for their tour bus, and I was just like, that's really good. And I was talking to the drummer about it, like, oh yeah, they're really good people, man. They were, we were telling them our thing was on the fritz, and they went out and just bought us one. Apparently, man, just really, really nice, good people. So I just thought that was a really, really crazy connection that you picked that one there, Andy. So
hey, I just want to shout out Yoda's Blessed Life. Been back the last few weeks. Hadn't seen him in a while. Love him and his wife's channel. They rip cards if you want to go check them out, baseball cards and all that stuff. But he's also Christian and good dude, man. Go check out Yoda's Blessed Life and their page.
Absolutely.
Pretty awesome. Hey, this is a good pick, Andy. I love it.
Matt, do you like Flyleaf?
I've heard of them. I've probably heard their music, but I've never really followed them. The name's familiar. And I'm sure because again, it's part of that whole time period of my life that it seems like all of us here, and Andy to a degree, grew up with. Kirk being my age, and,
kids to now. Like I've introduced them to Flyleaf, and they love Flyleaf, especially having girls and they see a female front person, a front lady in the band.
So there's something, and this is I've come to realize this now that I'm older. Might be I don't know. Somebody might say there's something wrong with it. It's just what my ear likes. I don't know. I would much rather a male vocal than a female lead. And so I listen to the like Flyleaf and Andy's favorite, right? Paramore. I was about to say Pandora.
Paramore's great.
Paramore. But
yeah, I love them.
I'm not against those bands, but like if I turn on the radio, I very rarely put on a female lead vocalist. I would just rather
favorite bands are female fronted, and it's not for any reason other than they're just and it's.
And you like what you like, and so anyways, Quentin, today we are talking underrated bands, any era. Your top 4 favorite underrated bands of all time. So that's the first half of the mountain, and we're doing good. We're making great time. I don't have any of my props because I'm packing up to go home to Andy's. We have a convention this weekend, and I'm looking around hoping I can find something really quickly, but I can't. Let's see. Is it in here? I don't know. My wife moving stuff around. You know what? I'm going to do it without it. So this weekend is St. Tammany Collectors Con. Let's see. Red Ranger Jason, Austin St. John's going to be there. Randy Havens, who is Mr. Clark from Stranger Things, is going to be there.
Oh, cool.
Sabine Wren is going to be there, the voice of Rebels, Sabine Wren. Tia, I don't remember her last name. Unfortunately, she's going to be there. The guy who plays another guy the Russian guy or whatever in Stranger Things, he's going to be there. There's like 6 more other people, but we're going to be there.
And let me just the Toxic Avenger from Toxic Avenger 2.
Oh yeah, Tom Fazio is going to be there. That is the Toxic Avenger from 2 and 3. He'll be there. A bunch of artists, a bunch of comic book artists, a bunch of other people. They just did another comic book artist recently. This is our favorite event of the year. We go twice a year. St. Tammany Collectors Con. Our guy Ben runs it. We are the MCs. The place to be. We're doing trivia. We're doing pop culture trivia. We're doing does faith and fandom, can they coexist? We're preaching on nostalgia. Well, that guy is. And we're just going to have a good time, man. Look for us live several times this weekend. Please come and jump in the lives, especially for the message. All of it is already not all of it. 2 of them are pre-uploaded already. But be on the lookout, and we'll be spinning the wheel. If you want to come out, you can spin the wheel. Whatever it lands on, we'll film you and get you on the show. This wheel will be at our table, which we're going to spin tonight to let Matt and Sean kind of play the game. Kurt, can we get a "Hey Peter" like Joe from Vamp? Test it. That's not my. He could probably do that. Andy, do that. I don't even know what that sounds like.
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot here. Peter. That's about it. That's about it.
Bad.
Peter.
Peter. Is that it? Peter.
I don't
I
have a
don't
good
know what it sounds like. I don't watch Family Guy. You know that.
Yeah.
No Nintendo 64 nostalgia allowed. Hey, man, no bars, Torado. Andy's got it.
We got to kick that guy out of here. We got to kick that Torado dude out.
Hey.
That Torado guy out. He's a Yankee fan. Yeah.
Hey Peter, your dog's giving me diabetes.
That's good.
I don't know Family Guy, dude. I never watched Family Guy. So, anyways, so we'll have all that. A couple other things. Go to our website. Let me put the widget up. It's called widgets nowadays. I'm gonna put the widget up right here. If you guys go to that, you will go to our website. I dropped week 15. You're pointing the wrong direction, Andy.
Right one for my screen.
Oh, for your screen, it's over there. My screen, it's over there. So anyway, which is funny that your screen is my screen's different. So we're just pointing for no reason. We just point whatever direction. Yes.
It's somewhere. You guys are smart enough.
All right. So if you go to that, guys, you will you'll go to our page. I dropped week 15 of the devotional today. That means we have surpassed 100 devotionals. I'm at 105, which is awesome. I'm totally excited about that. Andy's doing a Bible is metal devotional. He may drop that out there, but he's putting that book together. I'm putting a couple books together. You can see all those books kind of come to fruition out there. We need to make a blog post. We haven't done one in a while. I thought about doing one about baseball since the season has started. We don't do a lot of sports. I thought we could do a lot of sports over there. We used to do sports all the time over here. And yeah, let's talk about our favorite coffee, Andy, and let's talk about Iowa, and let's talk about, let's see. We had Self-Cast on, we had Geek Devotion. Let's do Kaiju Monster Vault.
Sounds good. All right, here are your halftime commercials.
Hey, Kaiju lovers, looking for a podcast that's a fun listen and takes big monsters seriously? Then check out the Monster Island Film Vault, a podcast seeking entertainment and enlightenment through tokusatsu. Host and film curator Nate Marchand and his rotating roster of guest hosts take academic yet fun deep dives into the wide world of giant monster films and TV, discussing their artistic merits or lack thereof, and their historical and cultural contexts, giving you a greater appreciation for an underappreciated genre. You'll hear about Godzilla, King Kong, Gamera, and more, while also getting a crash course in toku topics, ranging from history to sociology to science. Along the way, you'll hear audio drama segments chronicling Nate's many misadventures on Monster Island with a colorful cast of characters, like his intrepid producer, Jimmy from NASA. So pay a visit to the Monster Island Film Vault at monsterislandfilmvault.com.
Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code Rushmore for free shipping.
Zach, the Iowa Retro Gamer Dad, brings heart, honesty, and heat to retro gaming, collecting, and pack ripping with his son. From tackling addiction and mental health to calling out scalpers and celebrating nostalgia, this channel is where real talk meets real fun. Follow the journey at youtube.com/@Iowa Retro Gamer Dad. And also follow along on Instagram and Twitch.
If you guys want a commercial on our channel, it's very easy. You can join, just become a member of the channel. And if you become a member of the channel on the George level, we will make a video. We have several George people that we shout out every week. Bryce J. Dub was in the chat. Matter of fact, Andy, I was really thinking we need to put a list of all of those in the show notes at the end. We need to change that and add those guys in. Last thing I want to share is this. If you come to the two different, Iowa with a 5 bomb. Let me go online and see who got it. But while I do that, here is Iowa. Thank you, bud. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for always supporting us and being here. It means the world. The Coalition of Christian Creators. This book, it has 140 Christian creators, religious fanboys in here. Geek Devotions, all the Culture Box guys. They're in here. You can pick up one of these by coming and hanging out with us on at the convention, or you can go to our website and download it for free on the ministry page right under the prayer request. You can always drop us a prayer request there as well and sign up for that. But let's go see who got those. I'll go look them up while we get started. And Matt, Sean's first. Sean, you give us your link. Oh, by the way, Bowling for Soup was mentioned in the chat. Matt, you were like, I haven't heard that in ages. Some other people.
Yeah.
I had that on my pop punk honorable mentions 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yep, because
Did you guys
4 days of summer vacation. There you go.
Yeah. Finishing Ferb. But did you guys also know the singer? What's his name?
That guy.
I don't know, but I watch him do his videos all the time on like Reels. What's his name?
Well, did you? I can't think of his name. But did you know he is now, for the last like 10, 15 years, he's been the voice of Chuck E. Cheese at Chuck E. Cheese restaurant?
I remember hearing it on a commercial, and I'm like, there's something that's like jogging dopamine or doing something in my head. What is? And then I listen again. I'm like, that's freaking Bowling for Soup. What?
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Retro says Sum 41, which was also mentioned in the chat. I think one of your honorable mentions in pop punk, Andy. Sum 41.
Some 41, yes.
Yeah. I was listening to Sum 41.
This year is now very ironic.
I was listening to Sum 41 before Fat Lip, the album, the half hour of power.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. All right, so Sean, let's go to you now. We're doing our second half of the mountain. We're on what we call link number 2 on your mountain of underrated bands.
Beautiful. So this is a band that was just born in the wrong decade. I love this underrated band, but it's weird because they dress like they are from the 80s, and like the singer looks like Peter Frampton to me. But this band rocks so hard. This is one of those. You remember? Did you ever throw a party and you were so self-conscious that you had no idea what kind of music to put on? You know, because this was right in that early 2000s era where, you know, like you could put on the typical hip hop party mix, whatever. But I was different. I heard this. Somebody put this record on at a party, and I was like, man, this band is. I knew about them, but I went out and got the album as soon as after that party.
He's rocking his brain trying to figure this out. I see him.
We are gonna go with a band called The Darkness.
Yes, I knew it. Yes, I had it. All right, cool.
Yep.
I love this band.
Excellent.
Yeah, a band that really talented musicians. They've got that. They're not really like a hair band because their guitar playing is so. I don't know how to describe it, man. It's like this. It's right. If Nirvana and Poison, if there was a band right in between that era, because when grunge killed the hair bands, there was this band that was right in the middle, but yet they all still dressed like they were from the Peter Frampton era. The Darkness would be them, and I love that first self-titled album. Every single song on that, everything is my favorite thing that you said. So, but
everything is my favorite thing.
Yeah, there you go.
I love this pick, man.
I love this pick too. I haven't thought of The Darkness in ages. I see the Peter Frampton look. That's awesome, and I love that they look 80s. I love that.
I mean, everybody loves I Believe in a Thing Called Love. I think it's a fantastic song. The music video is just beautiful. It's a great thing. But there are a lot of really good hits that they actually I say hits, not in the sense of they were hits, but there's a lot of good songs that they put out there. When I was in a band, so Permission to Land comes out in what? That's what
it was.
03, perfect. Okay. So I'm in a band and it's starting in like 05, right? And my good buddy Greg Brown, he was our guitarist. He was a big fan of the Darkness, and we would partake in things we shouldn't partake in. But again, this is pre-Jesus, and we would listen to the Darkness album and just, dude, it was like listening to Zeppelin for the first time. You know what I mean? It was something like, it was just like, dude, why are these guys so good? I love it. I agree. I don't think they got the love that they deserve. I think it's mainly because they were taken as a gimmicky band, you know,
just because of the way they looked.
Right, and they were kind of a throwback sound, right?
Very over the top.
But
yeah,
dude, if this band, like you said, if this band came out in the 70s or 80s, like they would probably be talking about them as one of the greatest bands of all time.
Totally.
So, love this pick. What? Anything else you guys want to add? Because
it's a fun band. Totally one that I didn't have. You know, I love that you're picking them. I love your list and kind of where it's gone today, because it is. There is nobody megastars yet, and I love that you went that route. I just didn't go that route, so that makes this Spotify going to be great. I love
get your hands off of my woman is a great.
Yep,
that's great. Probably can't put it on the Spotify.
Tyler has a great question. Is 1991 the craziest release year? Pearl Jam, Guns N' Roses, MC Hammer, Nirvana, Metallica, and so many other releases in that one year. 1991 was my 8th grade year, and my first concert ever was MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice that year.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
That year. And that year, listen, our kids just don't know. Listen, when my kids get in the car, they listen to 1991. They listen to 1991. That's what we listen to.
So that was your 8th grade year? Kurt,
8th grade.
That was my 2nd year.
I know.
How about that?
Making us feel old again, aren't you?
Dusty, how old are you?
Same exact as you. I'm 48 this year. I turned it in February.
So you're a hair older than me, because I turned it. I turned it in August. I'm Godsmack on the divorced dads. January was Alice in Chains, FYI. I do remember that one. Yeah, it's a good pull. That's a good pull. All right, man, Dusty, can you make your list better? You got number 2 on your list. Link. It's Link. Anybody going to say Linkin Park's underrated tonight? Anybody?
No. And that's not because I don't like
Bo Link 182. Bo Link. No.
I love Blink. No.
Yeah.
But
no, they're great. No, I mean, like, they're great. Nobody. I mean, I'm not going to say they're underrated.
No, it's totally.
SR 71.
There you go. Oh, maybe. All right, Matt. Well, who's next on your list?
Matt.
well, this is gonna be another band that's gonna be from like really it started kind of in the late 90s. You can kind of compare them to a band She Wants Revenge if you're familiar with them, and if you want to call a more modern band that could be compared to them, The Killers, which I'm sure most of us here have heard of. The band Interpol.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
Phenomenal. I mean,
I can't tell you a song they have. I know them.
Most people can't, but if you've heard of the name, you have. But you hear the music, it's like.
Did they sing that song with the? Gosh, what is it? No, Obstacle One. No.
You probably wouldn't get a song from them. Honestly, they're not really.
Who am I thinking of with Anyways, go ahead.
They're from New York, so they're not even like English. Because you hear Interpol, you think, oh, they must be from the UK. No, but. You know, it's just one of those things that was a post-punk revival wave going on at that time, and they were really at the forefront of what now would be considered what the Killers kind of represents in a more modern day. And their stuff is just very kind of, if you want to hear influence from them, Joy Division is definitely one of their big influences for sure. So excellent band and just worth the listen. Trust me. My picks for them you'll like, and you'll probably want to hear more.
Nice. That's not a band that I've ever really given a listen to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it's worth it. It's worth it.
But yeah, this is a cool pick though. So everything so far has been pretty familiar on the list. I'm glad we're going to throw in something that's going to give me something new to listen to.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm excited too because this is going to be one of my fun. I have been listening to these lists though. By the way, Andy, they are on like repeat on like going through them all.
I'm glad.
I also thought, just throwing this out there, we should go back and do our other music ones and make the other lists because they don't take long to make.
No, it takes 5 minutes to put it in.
Yeah, we should go back and make the other ones. Except we'd have to pick the bands for the other ones for the other people, though, I'm sure. But anyways, good pick. My turn. I listen, I told you guys beforehand that I was picking sheerly on I think they should have more flowers. I leaned in. My wife knows zero music. Zero. Like, and if she's listening right now, I'm sorry. She'll tell me one of the reasons she doesn't watch our show is because she seems like she's in darkness when she listens. She's like, I have no idea what y'all are talking about. Like, you know so many bands, you know so many games, so many movies, so many whatever. She's like, I don't know. But I said, okay, well, who do you think is an underrated band? And she named this band. And I was like, I don't know that they're underrated. And I thought about it for a second. I went and looked and went around. And one of my criterias, Andy, was to go to their Spotify list and see how many plays they have. Right now, they have 4.7 million on a month. The lead singer left this band, and he now has over 9 million by himself. So that leans in to go into what. But again, another 90s band, great. This reminds me of college. I'm going with Hootie and the Blowfish.
No.
For her.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hootie and the Blowfish. Darius Rucker has almost 9 million. Hootie has 4.6, something like that.
Country,
but just
man.
another 90s freaking banger group. And I went back and listened to this. I was like, I don't really think so. But I listened and I was like, man, they really were like the epitome of the 90s. They were so good. They were long played on the radio, but they have so many good songs. This is the one that they have 2 Grammy wins. So that was one of the things I said, they won Grammys, babe. But that was for their best new artist though. They won best new artist. So right out the gate, boom, album went like triple, quadruple platinum, and then he left the band. And so I'm going Hootie.
I love this pick. One of my favorite things, and you've probably seen it circulating online, is Hootie was playing some late night show. I think it was one of the late nights, and they were covering a Stone Temple Pilots song. They were covering, forget which one it was. Anyway, they're covering it and they're playing it, but the caption to the video is, "Man, I really miss the old Kanye West."
Holy moly. Wow.
That's horrible, man.
But I
That's so
do
bad.
love Hootie. I love Darius Rucker. I love all this stuff. I think they have such great hits. But my favorite song that I always go back to, and it's the one that when I pick up my guitar, I just start playing it, is "Let Her Cry." I love that song so much. It's such a great song. I mean, of course, I Only Want to Be With You. I love the Post Malone cover that he did for Pokemon's 25th anniversary, right? He did that.
And Time. He has so many covers that are really good. And if you go to Darius on his side of things, he's really good. The Wagon Wheel and all that stuff. He's just a really good musician. He's a very good, and I'm glad he's getting his flowers on that side. But I really did enjoy Hootie and the Blowfish. I never got to see him live. A reunion would be pretty cool. But yeah, I this one I leaned in. I was like, we're at the kitchen table. I was like, you're right. You're right. They're kind of forgotten. But
She got that hidden gem on you, didn't she? Pull that hidden gem out of there.
Yeah. And she named another one. I was like, I pulled it up and I was like, babe, this one has like 28 million. I'm not gonna put this one.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I love Hootie and the Blowfish too. This is such a good, and he's country music is like one of the biggest genres. That's why he's got 9 million. Because country music, he went country. He's gone country. That's why everybody's going country. Who's the singer from Stained went country.
Yeah.
The singer from Thrice went country.
I got this shirt at a Breaking Benjamin Stained concert, FYI.
Nice, dude. The singer from Thrice, he Dustin.
Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone. All it's blowing up. But Hootie was one of those things where I still to this day, just like you, Andy, you pick up a guitar. The first thing you do is you hit those two notes with a little love because it makes you sound so soulful, right? And you're like, and that's all you need. That's all you need. But it's funny because going back to my youth group, I was the praise and worship leader of my youth group, and every once in a while they would let us sing on run the music on Sunday night churches for like the real church with all the older folks, right? And we get up there.
I almost did that for pop punk, Andy.
No.
Chris Gaines, I remember that, dude. That was hilarious. Emo Garth Brooks. I remember when the magazines had him and he had his I don't know if it was a fake wig or whatever. Dude, that was a trip. Chris Gaines was a trip. But we're up there practicing, rehearsing, and the preacher comes around and he's like, "Yeah, sing it, but don't sing it like Hootie." Because I would get up there and try to sing. I would try to sing like "Lord, I lift your name on high" or something like that with Lord, yeah.
And hey, so we were on the way home from a tryout with my daughter, and I said, "Hey, babe, do you know this song?" And I played some Hootie. And she's like, no. And then I played some Chris Gaines. She was like, no. And then I played some, Whitey Ford Sings the Blues. She was like, no. And I was like, this. Then I played some Vanilla Ice when he changed. I was on this kick of finding everybody when they went to try something else. And I was like, now listen, this is who they used to be. And she was like, no way. And she was so shocked at Darius Rucker the most because she knows him, right? And she was like, what? That's him? I was like, yeah, that was them. And they're not that far off, to be honest. They're not.
So Iowa, I want to say he's referencing the movie Ted. If you've never seen the movie Ted, where they're doing the karaoke. Yeah. All those guys, Pearl Jam, Hootie, I forget who else that you referenced.
I said he has a playlist of 90s vowel songs.
Yes. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff, Iowa. Good stuff. Oh, love it.
Yeah. All right. So we are to your link, Andy, and then we're gonna finish this thing up. We might have time for a third round.
We'll see. These last two, maybe this one to a degree. My George for sure is going to get some flack, but it's okay. This one.
I mean, as long as you don't say Kiss.
Here's the thing about this band: they are underrated in the sense of it's one of those bands that you listen to and you start listening to just kind of their discography and you're like, that was them, and it's like, but before you know it, you're at like 20 songs that you love, and during the time maybe you didn't know it was them. They have some hits that were definitely big hits for sure.
You're gonna take another Benjamin, I know it.
They have some songs that were they were huge in the 90s, but again, they just don't ever really get mentioned in the upper echelon of rock.
And they should.
And they're still putting stuff out to this day. I've seen them live quite a few times. I'm going to go with Georgia's own Collective Soul.
Oh, nice.
Soul is on.
I like that.
That's who I pulled out, Andy. That's who I pulled out for Everclear.
Yeah, I think they
should have known it.
I think they need a lot more love than what they get. This is where I'm breaking my rule because I did already mention The World I Know in a previous one. The songs that make me feel like I'm 17 again.
Yes.
Dang it. They had to be mentioned because, like I said, I mean, everybody knows, Shine, or everybody knows The World I Know or December. Those are kind of when you start putting out songs like Gel, Y Part 2. Like, these are the ones where I'm going to mention the name of the song. You're like, I don't know what that is. But
Gel is so underrated as a song.
Such a good song.
The whole Dosage album is great.
So many great songs. So I mentioned earlier, I went and saw Better Than Ezra live. The headliner of that show was Collective Soul, like Gretna Heritage.
That would have been a banger concert.
And also playing with them. Well, maybe I won't mention them because they'll be mentioned in the Benjamins. Maybe they will be. I don't know. But there was another great '90s unheard of or underrated band that opened.
Tyler wants you to pick Savage Garden. Chicken
Like,
Cherry Cola.
A couple weeks ago. I think songs that made us feel 17 again.
Yeah.
So I'm going Collective Soul. If you haven't done it, please go through their discography, listen to their songs. They are so good. They're still putting great music out. Ed Roland is fantastic.
Dang it, I need 2 more freaking.
Collective Soul, where I'm going.
The thing with what I love about Collective Soul is that whole album with December and Shine and all that. Man, if they would have gone, I'm such a rocker that if they just would have gone so much more heavier, like with the yeah part, I think that album, they're still amazing hits, they really are. But then I saw this concert one time where they had a symphony behind them.
Yes,
and dude, that was so good, so good.
Wait,
and then
that's the one you talked about playing. That you played the song in the last one, written in it.
yes. So just to go throwback a little bit, we did a episode a couple weeks ago, songs that make us feel 17 again. Now, Collective Souls, The World I Know, came out before I was 17. However, when this version with the symphony came out on TV, it was about the time I was 17, and that's really what I remember listening to a ton of. So that was a fantastic show there, where they played with the Atlanta Symphony, something or other. Super awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love that whole special. It's fantastic. But
and what I love about their modern concerts is they really bring it on that heavy, drop D, when they come out with that. That was the biggest thing for me, was that it just sounded like a little on the album version. It was kind of like a farty bass,
But you know what's funny? Have you heard the story of recording that song? When he did he spoke it into a toilet paper roll.
No, did he really?
He recorded everything of that album himself. So
yeah.
He had
I didn't know that.
Over it, and he put a little paper towel tube or toilet paper tube or whatever to it. So
That's
when
cool,
we went
man.
in October, my daughter was gonna bring a toilet paper roll and see if he could get him to sign it, and she just didn't do it. I was like, dude, he would have so done that, and it would have been anyway. They're really good live. If you go see them, I've seen them a couple times. They're fantastic.
Are they still touring?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to go see them live. I would love it.
When my firstborn was a baby, we went to the state fair in Dallas, and we were just cruising around. We were just pushing him around the stroller, and he finally started napping. And all of a sudden, we started hearing this music. Next thing you know, Collective Soul's giving a free stage. A free concert up on the stage right there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is the coolest. I've never seen these guys. Such a big part of my childhood. Dosage, the album was a huge part of my youth group, because that was one of the things we just jammed so much.
Let's just talk about the topic. Underrated bands. These guys had so many great hits, many like a couple of the other ones, but really they are musically and just really likable. You would think that they were much, much, much higher on the, if you were pulled on greatest rock bands of all time, and you look at top 500, where are they, right? But they should be. They should be in the top whatever. But good list, good pull, Andy.
Very great pick. Great pick.
Because that was my 7 and 8. Well, it wasn't my 7 and 8, but that was one of my 2 of my 4 Benjamins. And reason I left them in the Benjamin is because you said you weren't going to re-pick picks from before, and I knew you picked it. So you got me.
But I want to hear Matt's perspective on Collective Soul.
He's gonna say it.
Matt, do you like Collective Soul?
I absolutely. They were in heavy rotation back when I was growing up. Still in my rotation because, again, everything's pulled from things I've loved and listened to for years. Between iTunes or Apple Music and Spotify, and definitely they were definitely one.
Okay. Since it was brought up, first concert was 1995. Sublime, no doubt. Smashing Pumpkins only cost $75 for front row.
Wow.
Brittany, my wife, last night when she said underrated bands, she chose No Doubt. That was the one, and it had
early No Doubt would be more.
It had way high. I was like, no. Anyways, all right, we're to the George. We're number 1. Who's number 1? Number 1. All right, Sean, who's the most underrated band of all time?
For me personally, I resonate with the lyrics of this band, everything about this band I love from the first album. I think literally because I was literally the same age as this band when they became popular. They had several hits, but I think they should have been bigger than they were because they weren't like Linkin Park rap rock, but they brought this hip hop-ish like I can't describe it, singing rap, whatever you want to call it. The drummer was so with his grooves and everything. It was such a great 3-piece underrated band, and I'm going with Eve 6.
Wow.
I had them on my list too. You know what's funny, dude? So it was ingrained in my head that they had an album with a fly on it. Right? Yep. I was like, dang it, who sings that song? So the main song that's on the Eve 6 album with the fly on it, I remember, what's that? Yeah, Inside Out. So I remember that song being sung at one of these, these festivals. And for whatever reason, I thought it was Better Than Ezra. So when I pulled up Better Than Ezra, I was like, where's that song? And I was like, gosh. And I was like, wait, it's on a CD with a fly on it. Who the heck is that? And so I'm going through, and then Spotify, I scroll down from Better Than Ezra, by the way, at least on mine. I scroll down and it goes, bands you might like. And Eve 6 comes up, and I was like, that's the band. And I literally was like, that. I clicked on it, and I listened to Inside Out, and I was like, I love it. But the reason I didn't put on one, I couldn't think of their name, and I couldn't think of another song that they did. But I love Inside Out, and I remember seeing them in concert. They were so fun.
Oh, lucky.
This is a great pull. I literally was going through my brain 24 hours ago on this. So that is a good band. Cool pull.
They're touring. They're starting a quick tour back with Fastball. So they're doing something called 6 Hits.
Wow.
They are. Yeah.
I put in I was putting in in the Google. I was like, hey, tell me things with a fly on it, right? So it was bringing Jar of Flies, Alice in Chains. It brought up Flyleaf. It brought up like several others, and I was like, not that. I know it has because I had this CD and I couldn't find it, and I was like, dude, I hate when that happens and you can't find it. You're kind of searching, and all the memes you still can't find it.
I got you.
I feel like going back to Google. This is it. Next time somebody asks, freaking no.
But yeah, this band was like, Story of the Year is great from like my just pop rock screamo emo thing, but Eve 6 is just like my maturity level of music for me. Like they're so good. He's such a wordsmith with his lyrics and everything. Like there's so many good hits. There's the Inside Out. There's Leech. There's the Open Road song. There's Jesus Nightlight off that first album. So many good ones off that first album. And then the second album took it to another level for me, man. It was just good grunge, like pop rock stuff.
Horoscope.
So good. Yeah, Horoscope was phenomenal. Sorry, that was the one
that was the second, and then It's All in Your Head was number 3, I think. With
the headless toy doll on the front. Yeah. That's a great album too. And then finally, whatever their last one was that came out. So apparently, I think he was going through some kind of trouble, and he disappeared for a while, and they came back and made this new album, whatever the one with whatever their latest album was. And it's still good. So the Horoscope is fantastic. Those first 3 are great. Even the last one, there's even one more, a 4th album that they put out that was it's still pretty good.
Speak in Code.
That's it. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's a little different. The drummer is more straight 2/4. He's not as groovy in it as Andy. You'll attest to that. You're a drummer. You'll know what I mean. Like all those other
Kirk right now, but I'm right there with you. I get it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, such a great band.
Great pick. Here's to the
Inside Out, nothing but faith and nothing. This is such my senior year, dude.
Oh yeah, Here's to the Night. Yep.
Here's to the Night, man. That's a great song. I love this pick. My wife and I were talking about this recently. There's certain songs, and you kind of mentioned he's a wordsmith. There's certain songs that we know every lyric to, but I have no idea what it means. Like it's like Want to put my tender heart in a blender, and then it's like, what's rendezvous? Then I'm through. Well, I mean, I guess we understand. What
Rendezvous and I'm through with you.
Inside Out.
I love the line, SoCal is where my mind stays, but it's not my state of mind. Like, what a
Yes.
cool line that is. Like,
Yeah.
SoCal, where my mind states.
it's not my
States.
state of mind. I know, but it's not.
But it's not my state of mind. I'm not as ugly, sad as you, or am I origami?
Or am I origami?
Pull it up and just pretend demented as motives in your head. Dude, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
What do you think, Matt? You like Eve 6?
Another one of the bands that was in rotation more earlier in my when growing up in the 90s and early aughts. But not a band I wouldn't listen to if it ever popped up in my playlists, what it does on occasion.
Good
So I am
choice.
familiar, but I'm not as probably big of a fan. It sounds like a couple of you guys here
Yeah.
for sure. But again, not a bad pick at all.
I really love that song, but I don't know any of the other songs. I don't think and I probably should, sounding like from Sean.
But that's just me though, guys. That's just me.
No.
Every band means something special to everybody in a certain way, you know. But this is one of those bands that hits me hard in the heart, and love them.
Good one.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Who's your number one? What's your George of underrated bands, Matt?
Well, it's more of an underrated musician, this
Okay.
one, actually. I'm going to preface this with also saying it was one of these things that he was a big influence to a degree because I grew up with technology, always have been into technology, was my profession at one point with a joystick in one hand and a keyboard in the other. I also had, grew up playing piano a little bit, and I always had a synthesizer or just a keyboard many years in my life. And you'll know him from the song. You won't know his name probably. And I'll give you a fun fact about him. He is the one that created the Nokia jingle that if everybody had one of those Nokia brick phones, the default Nokia ring, he wrote the jingle, the little ringtone, the original ringtone that everybody had on their brick Nokia phone, the old 3300s and all. So he was responsible for that, whether you liked it or not. But I'll name the song, and you may know him, you may not. And the song in question that everybody should know, or most people know that are our age, is "She Blinded Me with Science."
With science.
Thomas Dolby. Now, not my favorite song because I think that's just one of the kitschy songs that he wrote, but he is a pioneer in the electronic music, not just for the music, but technology. He's done, producing he's done, and I saw him live once. I met him at a local venue in Philly. Not local to me. I'm not in Philly, but Philadelphia, close enough. But it was a life-changing experience for a lot of reasons because he was a one-man show. It was him on the stage with all his gear, and all the songs. It was all him doing it with the keyboards and the sequencers and the loop decks, and it in itself was a sight to behold. And if you listen to his songs, and the ones I picked are really good examples of. He weaves stories and songs that just feel like you're reading a short novel, and they stay with you even after the song is over. Like each song has its own world. Some tie into each other in sometimes different albums. They revisit and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. But he's so not credited because of that silly song that he made in the early 80s, which is not a bad song, but again, one of the ones that got overplayed because that was really his biggest commercial success as a musician and the front-facing musician like that. But if you get into his stuff, especially because he didn't really start, he stopped for a while, and he's done remixes and greatest hits, but like his body of work in the 80s and early 90s, you have to really start look into it if you like any kind of music where it's like electro pop, rock, sort of, if you've heard that one song, you kind of know where I'm coming from. Phenomenal musician, and you can't forget, because without him, there wouldn't be a lot of stuff and a lot of technology, let alone some of the bands that we know today that are into electronic music, like Daft Punk and, Crystal Method and everybody like that. He pioneered a lot of that stuff, and he helped even somewhat invent some of that stuff with MIDI technology too. He was, on the ground floor to that, interfacing digitally with keyboards and other devices through computers. I mean, he wasn't the first, don't get me wrong, but he if you look into his history, it's an amazing history, not just for his music. His body of work as a whole is. Without him, there wouldn't be a lot of what we have today when it comes to a lot of the stuff that we listen to and enjoy.
Yeah. And this is why I love the Rushmore Show, because like put it on my bingo card that Thomas Dolby's going to be mentioned. I didn't have it there, but I love that.
Dolby surround sound.
Awesome.
Not related.
I know that's what he put up in Tyler.
No, I know. But he always is like, I always get that it's not him.
Hey, but Tyler also says, "Where's the Hanson? Where's the Hanson at? Why haven't we seen Hanson yet?
How about no?
Not yet."
But Matt, I got to give you props, man. Matt, I got to give you props because I think this is a great perspective of something. It's a different take, of why you picked this person. So I like the in depth.
It has a big part in my life more than a lot
And
of people
welcome to the Rushmore Show.
It really does. Music has impacted my life in a lot of ways, just like certain movies did in my life and where my life went and how I have a lot of good memories, bad memories, or otherwise, in a lot of music.
Hey, so by the way, if I was still hanging around here,
he wants to be on a boy bands episode.
I forgot to mention this. Dusty, you actually won a membership from Iowa today.
Thank you. I didn't see that.
Beetlejuice 2005 got one. Maximilian Parrish got one.
Parrish, no way.
Trapocolo got one, and Gene Mallow 7173. Congratulations, welcome to the family. But this is cool. It never surprises me that what I learn on the Rushmore Show.
Yeah.
All right, man. So is it my turn? It is my turn. Hold on. I mean, because we already said it, right? I mean, I said that I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty shocked, but let's go. All right. So I had this all prepared, and Dusty, you messed it up. Dusty, I can't believe you actually said 311 because that was my pick from Jump Street from the very beginning. I tried to build my list around it. In our chat, if you remember, I said that they had 14 albums. They had several studio albums, 14 studio albums. They had several live albums, and they also had a couple compilation type things.
Yeah.
They've been around for 30 years, man. 1998. They were going strong, and so when I graduated in '96, I went to college that first year, and I really went in with rap, hip hop being my main love of music, and the fraternity that I rushed. Their two favorite bands of all time. I mean, we listened to them on repeat nonstop. Was Rage Against the Machine and 311, and they played and they played and they played, and it gave me the style, the hip hop connections of both of these bands, but the reggae feel and the great guitarists were just so awesome. So I never thought 311 got enough flowers, mainly and kind of. Dusty, you said something that you were like, oh yeah, they kind of went off the beaten path, and that's what I love about them, because you can pull up almost every single album and it's different. It is completely different. They evolved every single album, but they have a ton of hits. Down, All Mixed Up, Amber, Come Original, Don't Stay Home, You Wouldn't Believe, Creatures, Love Song, Beautiful Disaster, Flowing, Beyond the Gray Sky, Sunset in July, Hey You, Too Much to Think, Crossfire, and then you get into the deep cuts like Homebrew and Hydroponic and Purpose and Applied Science. Like, I love Grassroots. I love Transistor. I love the Blue album. I love and they're still going. They're still touring. They're still. I would love to go see a concert of them now, but I don't think I can. And just because, and I'm sure they've evolved, but I know back when I went, it was all about getting high, and it was like the whole scene was that 311 day, and like Andy mentioned, was Snoop there? I'm sure Snoop was there every once in a while.
Yeah.
The one time I went, I can't remember. I would have to look it up. It was probably like 2001. I don't think they do the 311 day anymore, right? And I don't know. I don't think they do it, but it was always in New Orleans. But my number one pick is always and has been 311, and I was shocked that you mentioned it. I was like, dang it. But okay.
It was in Vegas, among other places, a few times. It had rotation, but New Orleans was one of the more chosen venues.
I love this, and
Wow.
311 is definitely on rotation in my car a lot.
We're the same age, man, so I could see you, both of us.
That one song where the fly is kind of like that song is just banger. But anyways, 311.
Yeah,
I said
we talked about
piece,
that plenty. This is a fantastic pick. Hey, we gotta speed run this last one, which is good because this is where controversy comes in. Okay, and what I'm asking,
you're gonna summit squat. I'm gonna hit it.
what I'm gonna I'm asking is a man to man. Just hear me out with it.
Okay, good.
Oh
Ready?
boy.
I'm no stranger to the controversy. I lost sleep last night. Should I put this on there? Should I not?
No, you didn't.
No, not at all. But I also was like, where do I put them on my list? Well, I'm going to save them for last. This is my Pokemon Snap pick of today. Okay. This is my Mulan pick of today. Let me just set the scene a little bit. This band has been around for 53 years. This band is one of the probably most successful bands of all time. Yet, I believe they're underrated for this reason. I believe that they are beloved by it's almost like you know when you go to, so a few of us saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie recently. The people love it. The critics don't. And I think where I'm coming for this one is the fact that the critics have severely underrated this band and overlooked this band for.
There's only one answer, Andy.
And I'm just going to say it. You wanted the best. You got the best. The hottest band in the world. Kiss. Yes.
You lied to me. You lied to me earlier.
And I've told you why. Listen, I asked ChatGPT to give me some things because I wanted to be able to verbalize this correctly and adequately. They're one of the most commercial. This is why people would say they're not. They're one of the most commercially successful bands of all time. They have the massive loyal fan base. Kiss Army, we all know that, right? They've been around for decades. They're literally in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Their image, their marketing, their merchandising success is already widely praised. However, allow me to retort, as my friend would say from Pulp Fiction. They're often treated as brand first, not band. They're seen as this spectacle. And that's their doing. They wanted to do this. One of my favorite quotes of all time is most bands wanted to be the Beatles. Kiss wanted to be Coca-Cola. And I think that fits them perfectly. But I think critics for the longest time have downed this band. Now, what I'm going to say is that there's those hits. Of course, there's the hits. But just thought experiment with me. I think we all can name several songs by Kiss. But if you were to go to the average person, even a music fan, right, and tell me a Kiss song, what would it be? It'd be Rock and Roll.
Rock and Roll.
That's the first one most people will name. Yeah, of course.
Of course. I don't know if there's many people who will tell you song number 2. I don't know if there are many that are going to say, maybe I was made for
Detroit Rock City.
I don't think many people.
I was made for loving you. Love Gun.
But my point is that there are so many songs that are just absolutely fantastic. I did a whole blog series.
Lick it up.
I did my Rushmore. I did my Rushmore of top 4 songs from every one of their albums. Okay. And I'm just saying, I think they are severely underrated. I know that
8 million plays on Spotify. Just saying.
That's not. Listen, I don't care about stats. You know
you hate
that about me, and I think stats tell like a minuscule portion of the story. They tell something, but it's not the whole story. That's because people love them. The critics hate them. They should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 20 years before they actually got inducted. So it's there's so many crazy things with that.
It's a good pull. That's a good pull. That's a good pull.
And I want to just hear your
We only
thoughts.
have 6 minutes left before Sean has to go.
But I had to get Kiss in there.
I don't have time to argue. I don't have time to argue.
This is why I put it at the end.
Yeah. I don't have time to argue.
I had a feeling that you were going to say this before the show, and then you kind of threw it. And I like that you had a little bait and switch. It was good. That's a good play. Well play. I will agree. When you talk about Led Zeppelin, you talk about Metallica's and the Rushes and all that. Kiss never comes in that conversation.
Yeah, I think it just has to do with the age group, though. It has to do with, like, I know a couple of their songs growing up and didn't really listen to them because it's not from my generation. But I think if anybody in the chat is from the 70s, they were like, oh yeah, they're one of the biggest, most popular bands on the planet, and they can name 50 songs.
Andy's point, they never went away from the 70s. They were the 80s, the 90s. Matter of fact, they've had 7 last tours. So, and Andy got to see on one of those last tours.
I've seen so many concerts. It's fantastic. I just would say this. I don't think they get the respect that they rightfully deserve for some of their music. I think that there is a lot of gimmicky stuff, and I get it for sure. Look it up. I mean,
I don't know if it's they. I honestly think they are a business motto.
Yeah. What's up, Jimmy Thompson in the house? Welcome in.
They're a gimmick band with the makeup and everything that can play, a little bit. But I think they're a business. They're all business. And
I mean, they're like Engine DePoitre.
No, that's different. I love them. I thought about mentioning them, but they've been talked about a lot. But
they're cool though. They're cool. Kiss is cool.
Because I know we don't have a lot of time. But just do yourself a favor and go and pull up isolated Gene Simmons bass tracks. Pull those up. The dude is a fantastic musician. Anyway, so
let's see if we can squeeze these Benjamins in and stop talking.
All right, we got 4 minutes for Benjamins, and then I think we can run that. I think we can get that. Matt, I'm just assuming by your background you're okay with the Kiss pick, but we'll just leave it.
I like them, no problem. I got this was for you, but I was not going to pick them. So yes.
There you go. All right, cool. Let's try to hit Benjamins in 3 minutes now.
All right, you're up, Sean. Go.
The Used. The Used.
It's the Mountain. Everybody in here knows what Benjamins are. Just go. Honorable mentions.
The Used. You want multiple?
Just one. The Used. That's a good pick. That is a good pick. Matt, you're up.
All right. You
can talk about it a little bit, but
without these guys, there would be no Rush, and that would be King Crimson.
Nice, good. I love that. King Crimson. Cool.
Oh, that is a great
Prog
pull.
Rock Pioneers.
That is a great pull. I'm going to come in. Andy took 2 of mine. I still got 2 left on this little list. I'm trying to figure out who Andy may or may not take. I'll just go with this one. I'm going to go with Tonic.
That was the other band that opened for the Collective Souls concert.
Good
and
one.
better than it was Tonic.
Nice.
If you could only see. Great one. All right. I'm going to go. They were mentioned before. I get back to back here. So I'm going Fastball. Love Fastball.
Fastball. Nice.
And then I'm going to go completely polar opposite. It's a band that many of you, I don't know if you've heard of, Christian metal band called Phineas. Not Phineas and Ferb, but Phineas. Absolutely fantastic. Go check them out. They're screamy Christian metal.
All right. Well, Andy, I precursored this a long time ago, several weeks ago, that I was going to say them today. I'm going with the Australian wonders that came over and didn't do much, but I'm going with Silverchair.
Silverchair.
Oh, love it.
God, I remember.
Boy. Good stuff. Matt, what's your next one? Honorable mention.
Honorable mention, this would be the lead singer when it was the first frontman to perform with Queen after Freddie's death long term.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Rogers, Bad Company.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, I love that's a good one.
Very underrated.
Tyler, that's a good pick. Shush.
Yeah. All right, Sean, you get back-to-back picks right now.
Yeah, so Sean, you get back-to-back Jack.
There we go. Are we there?
I think you're there.
Everything froze up on me.
Yeah, you get 2 picks, back-to-back picks.
I'm going with Bush.
Yes.
And Alkaline Trio.
Nice. Wow. We talked about 2 weeks ago on the pop punk one, so good one.
Oh, nice.
All right, Matt, we're back to you.
Well, I guess I had to do this again to myself and everybody, but in the vein of 311 and other bands like Hoobastank, Incubus. I don't think they get their just desserts, especially they're just in general, because they go from everything to anything, and they get ballads and love. It just they run the gamut of how much their music can vary, kind of like with 311, kind of like with a lot of other bands. So
Millions of peaches for me.
That is not Incubus.
I know, but he's posting
somebody?
it. I said that
Tyler,
2 weeks ago.
President of the United States of America.
Or last week. I said it last week.
PO'd
For funny songs.
I thought you were like, what? Naming the song from that? I'm like, not.
No. Tyler E says millions of peaches for me. I said that last week.
All right. Kirk, what's your next one?
All right, you took my other 2. It was going to be Better Than Ezra, and it was going to be whatever the other one you said. Collective Soul. So I'm going to throw in the other Better Than Ezra. I'm going with Jenny Says. I'm going with Cowboy Mouth.
No, nice. Good pick.
The other New Orleans wonders.
I was afraid for a second, Matt. You said one veteran move because you mentioned 2 when you just mentioned the last one. I'm going to go with Hoobastank, baby.
Guess what? Pause. That was the one that I took off way earlier when I went to Spotify because I was like, they only have really 2 really banger hits that blew up, but they have like 40 million views.
That's the reason. Yeah. It's
for the same song over and over and over. Hey, they were on my list though, Hoobastank. And when you said it, I was like, that's a true move.
My last pick, wrapping it up, I mentioned them on the pop. Oh, actually, David Finn mentioned them on the pop punk episode. They are the singers of my wife and I's wedding song. I'm going Go Radio. Go Radio.
Dude, that's a good one. Hey, so Tyler, you said replace 311 with someone. I'm going with the Harmonica Wonder, dude. Blues Traveler.
Yeah.
Dude, he has 2 hits. But yeah, banger.
All right.
Banger. Yeah, Blues Traveler was my replacement.
Matt, what's your last?
It's always a hard pick in the last one, but of all the things I guess I run through a lot.
You guys got to we don't want no scrubs. Stop chasing waterfalls. TLC. What? TLC.
I recently watched a documentary about this person. It's a 2-part HBO documentary. It's got to be 3-4 hours in total length at least. Very well known, very well successful, very many hits, but learning about how he started and what he did and how he does and everything, and his early stuff especially, I've loved thanks to my father, who got me into him at a very young age. And you have to listen to his early works, and I'm talking pre-80s work.
Go.
Billy Joel. I think a lot of people don't like Billy Joel for the wrong reasons. If you know just everything about him, kind of like with Thomas Dolby, if you knew his story and just everything, that HBO gave me such new appreciation of that man that I didn't entirely have, but had. And then I really got deep into his old back catalog, just deep. And I was cranking this stuff everywhere lately in the past 6 months at least. You got to listen to his old stuff. Glass Houses. I mean, it's just lyrically and the stuff how he composes. He's if you watch the HBO special, that's a 2-parter. If you like him, watch it. You will have such a new appreciation and have a new interest in re-listening.
That's awesome. This is the highest monthly listener.
I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, Sean, you get to wrap us up with Mr. Irrelevant, your last pick. Sorry we're holding you just over 9 o'clock, but this is your last pick. What we got for your...
All I got is one random punk pop band. They were a 4-chord band for the most part. Probably nobody's ever heard of them. A band called Mest. Just a random punk pop band they had one hit called Cadillac with my seat with the top down, seat back, rolling in my Cadillac. And anyways, but they we're a pop punk band. Good, simple 4 chords. Just it's one of those bands that you could hear live. Like they would be fantastic live because they don't try to overcomplicate it and they just keep it simple, kind of like Green Day, old Green Day.
Tyler says, "Fellers, I'm retired, so pay Dusty his fee, and I'll be on anytime, dude. You're welcome to come on. We'd love to have you connect with us. I'll connect with Dusty. But Sean, man, I know you have to head out. Why don't you share your band? Share your creation, your love for all the people that are still hanging around, and then tell everybody good night, and we'll see you next time, man."
Sure. Well, he said share my what? Share. Basically, you want me to promote my channel? Is that what
your creations.
My creations.
Creations.
So if you like 80s and 90s, I'm a huge 80s and 90s nostalgia fan. Everything on my channel has got variety from opening old school toys with my boys and reliving it through them and introducing it to them and so they can understand and appreciate the kind of stuff that we had growing up, being a part of the 2 best decades, the 80s and 90s. Everything in there from going to Comic Cons, doing live streams for celebrations like the TMNT Secret of the Ooze 35th anniversary and fun stuff like that. If you're into that kind of fun stuff, just check me out on at the Real Life Perspective Show right there. No, it's not a fishing channel. But I appreciate, but I do want to say thank you.
There is another, the Real Life Perspective Show, not that guy.
Yeah,
no,
there is another one, but look for the 3D glasses. But I want to thank you guys so much for having me on tonight. Matt, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. And thanks for everybody for hanging out in the chat. It's nice to be somewhere where, I want that people that want me here. So I want to thank you for that. And, but we'll do it again. Thank you so much. But thank you guys very much.
We'll do it again soon, man. Let's talk about the next episode.
Absolutely. Sounds good. And I'll get you guys on my channel. Maybe we'll do like movies turning 30 this year or something like that.
That would be fun. That would be fun. Movies turning 30. Top 5 movies turning 30. Yeah, I love it. You're a 5 guy.
But God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you guys around the campfire.
Nice
Yeah, man. Have a blessed night. Tell them, honey, the honey, hello.
I'm going to put my kids to bed. You guys are making it sound like I'm going on a date, but I'm going to put my kids to bed. But,
I know.
Appreciate you guys. All right, we'll see y'all later.
See you, Sean.
Bye-bye.
All right, Matt, you up for a third segment?
Absolutely, I am up for whatever you got to throw at me.
Let's see what we got.
Bring it on.
Let's see what we got. Here we go.
Big bucks, no wins. Big bucks, no wins.
If it land, a 1v1 draft. That one's gonna be hard with this one. Let's do.
Yeah, let's just spin it until we get to more.
Wait, hold on.
Oh wait! Look at that! What a spin! It keeps just going.
Blind rank.
We can blind rank. We can blind rank if you want. Yeah.
More.
Okay. Overrated bands.
Overrated.
Can you pull out 4 overrated bands? It doesn't have to be the top 4 because that takes longer. 4 overrated bands, Dusty. Can you
2 of them right now?
Man, I got one. I'm going to say one right now. I'm going to say one right now that everybody in the entire universe is going to hate me.
And that's the point of this. It's great.
I mean, I'm going to get flamed for this. And look, I don't hate these people, but I just never saw the intentional gigantic draw. Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. I'm here for that.
I agree. When what's his name? He just passed away.
Was it Ray? I think it was Ray. I forget.
Whenever he passed away a few weeks ago, I was okay, Grateful Dead. Let me go listen. And I was listening. I was like, I've never even heard of this.
Dude, get out of here.
I just never could get into it. I don't
That is a hot take. That is not good. Cancel Dusty. Cancel him. I will just say this. I was never a fan of the Grateful Dead, but I really don't know what they sing that was so special.
They're a jam band. There was a lot about drugs and this and that, and there was other stuff too. Don't get me wrong; I'm not generalizing, but there's a huge drug culture behind them and stoner culture, that is more specifically. But like, and I'm a guy who used to listen to Fish, and 311 was a very marijuana-based band. It's not like stoner music. It was in general is not unfamiliar to me. Not something I didn't like, but like I just have always seen deadheads, as they call them, and people that are like diehard deadhead. They're Grateful Dead.
I know Andy's got one for sure.
I have a good number 2, which is almost as bad as the first one. That I said, not really, but like to me.
Okay, so Andy, What's one you got?
Oh, we're going back. I don't know how we're doing. So we're going back.
Yeah, I didn't know either. But
so this is one, not probably one you're thinking of that I'll mention.
But I know you're going to say that one eventually, right?
But I think this is the one that's going to get me the hate and the flack because widely considered probably one of the greatest bands of all time. However, I don't get it. There's a handful of songs that are good. They only really were around for 8 years. I just think severely overhyped and overrated. I'm going to go with the Beatles. I don't get it. There's a couple songs that are great. I
kind of agree. I kind of agree.
I don't get it. I don't see it. Maybe for the time.
I liked the Beatles, all of them, better when they were solo.
Yeah.
The actual, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't put it on. It wouldn't have been on my mountain, but I tend to see why that's a good thing.
I think, in my opinion, with the
they're
Beatles,
widely considered the best band of all time, and honestly, I don't
agree with that either, honestly. But the way I see it with the Beatles, and another band that my father brought.
This is a hot take, and I agree. I'm here for it.
The Monkees, I love the Monkees, but the Beatles.
Hey, we're the Monkees. I'm here for it.
It was like with Billy Joel. Until I really got deep into the Beatles and I watched a lot of stuff about them and read a lot of stuff about them, watched a lot of documentaries, so forth and so on, you get more an appreciation for stuff that they did and the stuff behind the music they created and the type of how much work they put into it more than you would think. And stuff like that you get a different appreciation of a band that, maybe not all of their music was the greatest, but in terms of what they've done for music in general, without them, there wouldn't be a lot of other things either. So I think they're overrated a bit, but if you also take the time to really look into some other work that's not the more commercialized ones that everybody's heard the 3,000 times, like with Billy Joel, especially, you may get a better appreciation of the talent that they all brought to the table as that group. Honestly,
all right. Well,
I used to hate on Ringo, and so I got into drumming, and watching drummers and really appreciating a lot of great drummers over the years, and many years. It's just another one of these things. You get a better appreciation.
Yeah, so what I'll say is
I'm going to give you one. Sup, Sean, and people on the screen. Toilet Clogger. Unfortunately, Sean had to go, but you're welcome to hang around. Thanks for being here. I totally agree with both those picks. Maybe you'll agree with mine, maybe you won't. I have 2 for sure right off the top of my head that I could think of. I just want to remind you guys, just like underrated doesn't mean they're the greatest of all time. It just means they didn't get their flowers. Overrated doesn't mean they're a bad band. They just means I don't get it, or there's not enough of me to draw me to go back to their Spotify list or their whatever. The first one that really comes to mind was mentioned in the chat today as an underrated, way early, like way in the beginning. And every time I think of this band, I automatically go to Vietnam movies for some reason. I'm going with the Doors. The Doors.
Yes. I this overrated means I don't like them. So I'm
I'm going with the Doors. The Doors, they have good songs, but it's just a weird feel when I listen to it. I don't love it. I understand they were great songs in history, but I just don't. I don't love them.
The world doesn't need another 9-minute electric organ solo.
True. I'm not that I won't argue with. That I won't argue with. But
And we went out of order. We went out of order because Sean got out of here. I should have went before you, Andy.
It doesn't
Matt,
matter.
go.
Yeah, it's willy-nilly. Real quick, with the Doors, I feel it's the same thing with the Beatles. Looking into it more and looking deeper into the catalog, there's a
See if
big
I can find
appreciation there.
two more.
But I still am more agree with than disagree. But I do like the Doors. But overrated or whatever, yeah, I could see it because they.
I mean, I don't get it.
But
I don't get
my next pick,
Sushi's good. I just think it's overrated.
Yeah, exactly. But my next pick shouldn't be too divisive because I think a lot of people might agree with me, maybe not. Kind of along the same lines with Grateful Dead. Jimmy Buffett. I cannot stand that man for the life of me. I never could, ever. Like, I never got it. Cheeseburger in Paradise. What in the good gravy?
Oh, wow. He's getting heated.
Margaritaville can go away.
I took him off camera. Matt, you weren't looking. I took you off camera.
Why, what happened? I saw that. I looked over.
Dude, I hate this pick. I love Jimmy Buffett. I absolutely love this.
I'm kind of in
the rock. I love beach rock. I would sit on a beach all day long and listen to Jimmy Buffett.
I have better choices for beach rock, much better than that. Now, I'm not saying he's bad. I just could never bring myself to enjoy it. I just couldn't like it. It's kind of like with the Grateful Dead. It's kind of like with Timothy Chalamet. I just want to punch the kid in the face.
I love steel drums and ukuleles. Steel drums and ukuleles, you got me.
It doesn't bother me either, but like it's just something with him always rubbed me weird, and I could never get into it. Again, I've listened to a lot of eclectic music over the years. He was one of those that I just could not.
That's the only Beach Boys song I like, Tyler, is Kokomo. My dad.
That one's overrated. Beach Boys.
My dad hated on the Beach Boys so much. So much. All right, well, look, Andy, I'll go again because we went out of order. But I'm going to go again, and maybe I'll take one, and we can crush more. It doesn't matter. There's no rules. My other one, again, not a terrible band. Just not something I'm going to put in my playlist. As far as classic rock goes, these guys are wildly considered one of the greatest bands of all time. They have great merch. They have great marketing. They have whatever. But
oh, no, I don't like where this is going already.
The Rolling Stones.
Oh, never mind.
The Rolling Stones. I mean, I like a couple. Actually, I love a bunch of songs, but they're just not in my playlist. Mick Jagger just drives me crazy. I don't like him. He's just weird. He's a weird dude, and I don't know. He's not the weirdest of the people that I like. Much weirder guys in in music.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just don't get him. He's one of those. I'd much rather Jimmy Buffett.
I'd rather not. That's okay.
You got one?
Yeah, I got a few. But
what about Mick Jagger? Actually, that was a pretty good movie. I'm trying to think of two more.
I got one right here, and this is just the one. And I'll just say a little bit about it. Fleetwood Mac, because Stevie Nicks.
I knew it.
Stevie Nicks is for white girls who love cats and Halloween. And you can argue with a wall. They're horrible.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks shouldn't be around a microphone. Get her away from a microphone. She is essential oils as a person. Yes.
That's hilarious. She is essential oils as a person.
Yeah, I just cannot. I've never got it.
This is my daughter's.
But I will say, I probably should change my pick to just Stevie Nicks, because
I would say that would make more sense because there was a
Fleetwood
bigger
Mac songs that don't involve her at all.
Hey, Cassette Phase. Cassette Phase is in the house. Cassette Phase, we still would love to have you in the movies. We were going to do movies.
Now because I offended Fleetwood Mac.
No,
It's okay.
You're not wrong because her voice is a very sultry,
I love her
raspy
voice.
But you look at, again, like with the Beatles, Rolling Stones, and other bands, you look at the bigger picture of that. You look at Mick Fleetwood, you look at Lindsey Buckingham, one of the greatest guitarists probably ever in terms of his style and how he plays.
The singer. I mean, it just sucks.
And was dating her for quite a long time, and they started out as a duo, but that was the thing with her. I mean, I like Fleetwood Mac as a whole. Unfortunately, they got a lot of overplay, or you know what I mean, and they got a bit overrated, and then so forth and so on. So I'm not.
I got a perfect one.
it's definitely something I wouldn't disagree, but I do like them a lot. But for a lot of the other reasons with the technical aspect and looking into it, and like with Billy Joel and all the stuff I mentioned earlier, it's like new appreciation when you find out more about other stuff and look at a bigger picture. But just what you're saying, I get it. I understand why you put that as one of them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I definitely have one.
Do you have another one?
Crap.
I do have one. If you want to think a second.
How about let me think and you go, because I'm trying. There's so much in my head right now. I'm trying to rip
This
one
one,
out.
I've
That's
never
seminal.
understood it. I never understood it. They have one song that's great, and they hate it. They hate their own song. It's Radiohead.
Yes.
Which song? Creep.
Creep. They hate Creep. They hate it. They won't play it live, and all their other stuff is cringy. I don't like it.
Very experimental. I was very into them a lot earlier on. And
I don't like
really
Radiohead at all. There's even Creep I can be without, but that's their best song.
You'd be surprised. There's a few decent ones. Again,
No, I've tried. Matter of fact, with our guy Pokey Trev, he did he's doing a video every day for a while, and one of the things he put in Radiohead, and I was like, Radiohead, really? And I went through their library. I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks. This. I was like, what? This sucks. He was the one that actually mentioned that he did on Creep.
It's a love it. That's another love it or hate it. There's really no in between with Radiohead. Like I said, but like I haven't really followed them.
This is a great line. Look at this.
He's not wrong. Tyler's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. I have one in my head right now. Actually, I have a pick. Unequivocally, and I hate to say this because I used to listen to them ravenously when they first started, but then it really grew on me like a fungus grows on the bottom of a log. Creed. Overrated. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Overrated. They got overplayed and then they died out.
I think they're massively underrated.
No, absolutely not. Because
massively underrated.
They were like the biggest thing since sliced bread for the longest time. I'm not saying they're bad. I used to listen to them. I had
I'm so glad they're bad.
Albums. But like it got to be with them the same thing. Every album was literally
they get caught in the same thing with Nickelback. Nickelback is Nickelback's madly underrated too.
No, you know what? No. Let me retract what I said. I'm taking Creed back.
Don't say Nickelback because they're absolutely underrated too.
100%. They're overrated to the extent where it makes me angry because it was like Creed. I mean, they're not bad. But it was like another thing was like it was the same thing. Next album, same thing. Next album, same thing. I couldn't tell albums apart to a degree, and it's not bad or good. It's just like
and they kept putting banger after banger out.
You know, that's fine. I don't really.
It's hard not to dance to a Nickelback song.
I can be a minority and not like them versus the majority. I don't have to follow what everybody else likes.
Yeah, no. And
I think but Creed versus Nickelback, give me Creed all day, no problem. I think Nickelback was on the coattails of Creed, honestly, because Creed was first. I don't care what anybody says. Commercially, at least, they were. And then that whole genre Creed started a genre that killed itself out not many years, but years later. I could go into a whole thing about bands that I didn't get to see because they broke up the night that I went to go see them, and they were a band that was very similar to Creed. So like there's that whole genre murdered itself. The Creed copycats or Creed-like bands. And Nickelback kind of sounds, but they're still more successful because of reasons with Scott Stapp, and I know he had alcohol problems and stuff, but neither here nor there. They're both good bands, don't get me wrong, but with Nickelback, it kind of grinds my gears like with Jimmy Buffett. It was something that I just couldn't see, and it didn't get my ear because I'll listen to anything. Really, I'll give anything a try, like I will with people say, "Oh," I said, I at least give it a college try, as they say. And it's just like if something just sounds good to me, no matter what genre it could be, some weird throat singing from over in Europe. I mean, as long as it sounds good, I'm good. But like it just didn't resonate with me, unfortunately. Not faulting you guys for it. It's just not for me.
I am so high, I can hear heaven.
That's what they all sound like to me now. That's why I can't listen to like any of them anymore. It's like it's just painful.
Dude, I understand your hate because that's the world. The world says that we should hate Nickelback. We should hate Limp Bizkit.
I
really do.
I never said they're bad,
in the top 100, if you pull up on almost any list, you get Nickelback probably first. You'll get Creed and Limp Bizkit in the top. You'll get Metallica and Nirvana, which is crazy.
Well, that Metallica Black Album were before.
Goo Goo Dolls is amazing, but this is just one of those things. And Andy and I have talked about it. This is one of the reasons we started the Rushmore Show. Not because I'm a Nickelback. I am a Nickelback fan, but not because I'm trying to do a show to like promote them. I don't really listen to their stuff at all, but I'll never turn it off. Like it's one of those things that, just like you mentioned earlier with whoever it was, the radio overplayed them quite a bit, and that hurt a lot of them. But I think some of these guys get some overhate for kind of, I don't know, unnecessary. But it's the same. It's not that they're bad. They're just overrated.
No,
and I get it.
Not at all. It's just I gave it a try when it's like I just didn't like it. It wasn't something I grew to not like. I just didn't like it. I don't hate them, but I just can't listen to them. Like again, I never said their music sucks. I just said that for me, like a lot of other stuff that's very divisive in music for me.
Scott Stapp is a great songwriter and a great lyricist. I agree.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all. It's just that again, it got overplayed and oversaturated. That whole genre and that whole style.
That's Edge. Andy can't go Alter Bridge. Can't go Alter Bridge.
Absolutely.
That's Edge. Creed is great. Leader of Men. I would say Panic at the Disco is overrated. I wouldn't doubt you on that one. My last from my top.
Wait. We skipped and then we did, and then we didn't come back to me. So I'm gonna do mine.
Oh,
yeah, because you went instead of me. So yeah, it's Andy's turn.
Yeah. I might need to hide myself for this one. I'm just gonna.
No, it can't be worse than me right now. I'm in the doghouse.
Hey guys, Guns N' Roses. Oh my gosh, who just said that? Did you hear?
Okay. Can I ask you a question, Andy, about that? Which all Guns N' Roses or certain period of time?
Let me explain a little bit. Okay, let me explain.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Great. They have probably the biggest fall off of any band I've ever seen.
Oh, 100%.
Their appetite's great, and then they suck, and that's just for me. I can't
weren't terrible, but
like November Rain is a cool song, right? There's a few here and there. I just can't get past. I cannot get past they just total fall off of that band.
Well, Axl Rose just lost his mind. Things happen. I mean, after Use Your Illusion, both Use Your Illusion albums, I think, were like the peak for them. Like Metallica's Black Album is their peak, and I will never listen to anything they ever do ever again after I tried after load and reload, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like they fell off hard and they never recovered from it. And you see him nowadays. Not good, unfortunately. It's a shame.
Democracy.
Well, I love the meme where he looks like
it's horrible.
The lady from Goonies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mama Fratelli. That picture of Mama.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Speaking of Goonies, it's been behind me the whole time. So yeah, did you have 4? Did you have 4? Who has? I have 3. How many you got?
I think I had 3.
We are all at 3 now. So now
we're all at 3. We're all at 3. All right. So
how about you go again? Because it'll just go rotation to me again. How's that?
So Matt, you give me your last one. Well,
you go and then I'll go.
All right, my last one. I just can't stand his voice. It drives me crazy. He's big. He's a big guy, but I don't know. Bob Dylan.
Yes.
Ooh. Yes.
Bob
I had this conversation with somebody.
Dylan. Listen, megastar, great. Yes. I love this. I love the movie.
Yes. No, I don't.
There's 1 or 2 songs that I listen nostalgia-wise.
Well,
but why am I listening to it? Why? It's weird. I don't like it. His voice sucks.
I've always said the same thing about him. I said Jimi Hendrix did his song All Along the Watchtower better. I always said to the person I was talking to about this that she loves like hardcore Bob Dylan. And I said, look, no offense to you. I said, like, I can't stand his singing. I said, I think he is one of the best
Tyler agrees.
songwriters.
So many of his stuff was better covered. Yes.
Yeah, one of the best writers ever in the music history of the last 100 years, let's say. He's a great songwriter, but the second his voice hits the microphone, please just shoot me in the face. I'm going to go buy Nickelback tickets, literally. I'd rather not. Okay? Like, it's not going to happen. Like, I can't. That voice is like
Matt,
chalk on,
you want to go to a Nickelback concert with us?
If as long as Bob Dylan's not there, I would.
Well,
I'd entertain it.
Oh, man.
I'm not far
Bob
from it,
Dylan
you know what I mean?
admittedly sold his soul, says Steve from Flippin'
Absolutely. There is no question of that.
Steven, we got to have you back
No
on this
question.
side of the show, man. We miss you. You don't get to do any live anymore with Keith. Speaking of Keith, man, have you watched Keith lately, Andy? 42 days of trying to run a marathon after a stroke. What a dude, man. I'm cheering him on.
Best thing Bob Dylan did was have a son, Jacob Dylan, so we can have the wallflowers. So
I have one.
Wallflowers almost made my underrated today.
You know what? To be honest with you, with him, I think he wrote off his father's coattails to a point. Unfortunately, Jacob Dylan. I hate to say it. He had some good songs. Don't get me wrong. Very shortly lived. Maybe he's a good songwriter too. I really don't think that he.
His dad might have wrote those songs for him.
God knows, but let's forget him. So my last pick is going to be semi-controversial, sort of, but not kind of at the same way.
I mean,
this band is world renowned. It's I hate I'm going to say this because I do like them to a point, but then it was kind of like a fall off they had after, let's say, the 90s, probably almost early aughts, maybe a little bit sooner. Aerosmith.
Wow.
They have great stuff. Early stuff's good up until probably around Armageddon, maybe. But
I will say this: I listened yesterday to the Get a Grip album front to back because I believe Get a Grip
I love it.
might be one of the top 4 most unskippable CDs ever.
It's great, and that's what I'm saying. They're overrated to a degree, but not always. They were kind of, but not.
They're on many overrated lists.
Yeah, I love their back catalog. When it comes
I do like them. I do like
Get
them.
a Grip's great, and there's no disagreeing. It's but it was just like they got the.
Danny's got a gun, man.
I love that whole album. I love it. But after those 90s and after Armageddon, when they really got overly commercial thanks to that song, again, another band that got way too much airtime with a song that really, the movie was better than the song. I'm sorry. It was what it was.
Alicia Silverstone made me fall in love with Aerosmith.
Right? Yeah. But I mean, it's just another band. It's like the Rolling Stones. They've been around.
That's
for 3,000 years.
you know. That's an if you know, you know.
They have
Go back to MTV, Crazy, and dude. Speaking of crazy, wow. Anyways, Andy, what's your last one?
Last pick of the more overrated bands. This is not going to get a lot of controversy. I mean, I think the people like them, but I don't think it's going to get a lot of hate. Another band similar to the Bob Dylan thing. They can write songs, but just let somebody else sing them. I mean, you don't have to sing them. Somebody will pick it up, right? I'm going to go with the Bee Gees. They're going to be last on my list. Great song if somebody else sang it. If someone else.
I can understand that because I really, really, again, this was something because my father, again, got me into music at a very young age. And a lot of it was 60s and 70s music with him and through my life. The Bee Gees, again, another one that the songs are written great.
Tyler mentioned the Bee Gees earlier, too.
No, but Barry Gibb and the Gibb brothers, their voice, especially his, is not for everybody. But again, it's one of those things that when you sit there with a good pair of headphones or just crank the sugar out of it.
I love that. Crank the sugar out of it.
I'm going to be respectful and not curse, and I'm not typically. I don't curse on my channel anyway. I have a filthy mouth, but that's outside of this. I'm
going to have to use that. We're going to crank the sugar out of it. Yeah,
but looking at it, it's another one of these bands that when you deep dive into them, you watch things about them, you read them, but you also listen to not him singing if you can not hear that. But the backing vocals, the bass lines, just how the rest of some of those songs are. Forget that they're disco and forget that he sounds like he's getting something twisted in a voice repeatedly.
Andy, I think you're going to like Tyler being on the show.
I'm not
Wayne's World
disagreeing.
2, one of the best sequels of all time.
Right?
Yeah.
Tyler's right. That was his best.
I think you're going to like having Tyler on the show. Tyler, you're going to fit right in here. So let's talk about what's coming up. Andy's favorite. So, Tyler, I know you're new. Andy's favorite movies of all time is Wayne's World 1. And then right behind it, at least probably on a Benjamin, is definitely Wayne's World 2. He loves Wayne's World. If it's not number 1, it's number 2, depending on the day. So it's usually number 1. He's talked about it all the time. But Tyler, thanks for being here. Steven, thanks for coming back. I love having you in here. Fox, got a roll, good stream. Man, Fox, you've been lurking this whole time. Did I miss it? I haven't seen it, but thanks for being here. Quentin, thanks for being here. Everybody else that's in the chat. Iowa, we love you, man. Thanks for being here. Let me tell you what's coming up. Next week, we have Tony Talavera from Nerd of Godcast. First time being on. Everybody come and support him. What a great channel he has. What a great mission he has. Sorry, was Kevin? I knew you were back there. Kevin, I can't. You coming to the convention? What day? You coming both days? Coming Saturday, Sunday? Come watch Andy preach. That's what you need to do. Kevin, did the card come in? Did the card come in? It was supposed to come in today. Tony Talavera is going to be on next week, along with. Is it Iowa? Who's going to be on next week with Tony? It's Iowa. I'm pretty sure. Iowa, are you going to be on next week? My God, my brain. Pulling up Pull on my list. I'm pretty sure. Is it Iowa? Iowa, you there? Iowa, are you there? Iowa. I'm pretty sure it's Iowa. Notes. Scrolling. Is it next week that Iowa's on? I hope I'm not telling him he's on. He's like, bro, you never asked me to be on. My brain is so fried sometimes. Yeah, it's Dylan. Not Iowa. And then the week after is so Dylan Thibodeau is back on. Dude, Dylan's been on second most. That might actually put him over the top. Second or third most ever. Being on the show. Kevin, we want you on the show again soon too. We love having Kevin on the show. And we're going to talk about we have 3 episodes left of music. We're going to talk about storytelling songs. I already have half of my list done, my first 4. I might change it as the week gets closer. The 2 weeks from now, we have at least one, hopefully both, music store workers. They work at record stores. And we're going to talk about top 4 album covers of all time. One of them might not be able to make it. And he had a passing in the family, and he's been doing a whole bunch. But hopefully we get them both. And then we're going to finish this season off with new wave songs with our 80s buds, Tyler, a different Tyler. Tyler Talks, along with Smash Ventura. We're going to talk new wave, so a bunch of 80s. We're going to have a blast. 2026 NCAA softball champions, University of Texas, just foreshadowing. Hey, Steven, my girl is going to College of Charleston this weekend on a recruiting trip. Pray for her. This is it. This is her 4th time going there, and this is probably her best chance, her best school. So we're praying that this is a good one this weekend. So we will see how long Kirk can ignore that. I called it out. And that's okay. I don't have anything against Texas. Bring it back to the SEC all the time. But go Tigers. They're never going to win it because Beth don't do enough. That's a whole nother stream. But we love you guys. Thanks for being here. Come back next week. 2 things that are happening this week. Andy's preaching, and on Stranger Things and Nostalgia. That's going to be live, and we will be live at the show interviewing people, doing all kinds of stuff. Pop in, pop out, come check it, put it on replay in the background, just lurk, whatever. And if you're in the Louisiana area, Mandeville, Covington area, St. Tammany Collectors Con this weekend, it's going to be a blast. Matt, tell everybody about your channel, and then we'll go home.
My channel, Dusty Flotilla. That's literally everything, every social. Again, I still have newest video was a music video I just did, kind of tongue in cheek, about Pokemon market that last couple of years. Videos are on hiatus for a while, indeterminate amount of time. I'm still around and will be posting on socials, and you can get very easily in touch with me in any social you want. Facebook, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, etc., etc. I am everywhere as Dusty Flotilla. Can't miss it. I'm the rabbit with the aviator gear. So hope to see you.
And
hope to
Dusty, you'll be on again in movies. We're going to talk top 4 Pokemon art cards / top 4 Pokemon of all time. I'm going to have my son with me. He's going to be given the business because we just went through all his cards this weekend, cleaned his room, and he was pulling out cards for me to pick. I am picking them clearly on the art. I'm just
that's why I said to you when I sent you that link.
And
to my
so
collection.
So this is my criteria for you, Dusty.
Looks cool.
If I was to have a Pokemon, who would I want that to be? Like, and I don't care about their powers. I don't want like some massive, like some little guy that has extreme powers to show up and be like, man, this is my Pokemon. I want somebody that's just a tank, that's just cool as heck. Yeah, I'm going with that. So that's my
that's fine. I just I'm doing it
for sure, says Tyler.
Art appreciation. It'll be my favorite characters probably, but it's going to be like my favorite art.
And this is going to be the first Pokemon episode, but it's not going to be the last.
It's going to be a good one for the people that are not me coming on as well, because Poketrev's, he's amazing, and the people he's interviewing, and I talked to him off this
twice, but we never have done a Pokemon show. He's come on for other things like this, but we'll do more Pokemon.
I'm excited, and to meet.
I'm excited.
Well,
I'm excited.
So
Andy, tell everybody good night. I will see you tomorrow, Andy. Probably around 6ish. We'll be heading on in. Oh, you know what, Kevin? Duh. It's supposed to come in tomorrow. It's supposed to come in on Friday. So I'll ask my wife. She's the one that ordered it, but it's supposed to come in on Friday. I said today. I was thinking today's Friday until I just said I'm coming to meet him. I don't know why. Andy, tell everybody good night.
Matt, thank you for joining us. Sean, wherever you're at. Hopefully your kids are to bed right now, but appreciate you being on. Everybody who's been
you're lurking, we love you.
Thank you.
Sean, everybody who's been in the chat, we appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you for hanging out tonight. But it's time to say goodnight. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4
and nothing more.
Peace. That's actually not the right outro, so give me 2 seconds.
I know, I completely blanked.
The actual thing.
Sorry.
And